think. There we go. Live. Good. And now we'll see if my sound is off because of the new headset. I think it should be. I mean, it should all be the same. You guys being picked up. The last time I was differently. I was too loud for you all.
I can't judge the stream audio, but you sound about as loud as last week.
All right. I mean,
maybe a bit louder actually.
The bad is here, so let's let's hear that fine opinion.
That's what he's Manikai is louder for us sheep, but he's not clipping, which is good.
Okay.
And as I noted to Manikai, and I still feel this way, like his audio quality is not better, it's not worse, it's about the same. It's the headset mic for another headset mic.
Yeah. All right. I just got all quiet. Okay. How is this? Is this good sound? Is this loud enough compared to what you just said? Yes, I want to be able to hear me. Others are louder. I can hear you okay. Put myself up a little bit. How is this? This should be better, right? Now we're in the same level as everyone else. So, hopefully this is loud enough.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's good to have dreams.
Well, I can lead a dream. Could you say a little bit more? Just someone. I want to see if my own mic picks you up now.
Absolutely, buddy. I got you covered. I, the perpetual professional Grimath, friend of all others here, non-abuser of fellow role-play mates, has gathered amongst his comrades to play more Dungeons and Dragons. The end.
Yeah, that was a very specific message from all of our friends here. And of course, none of us would ever say anything mean about anyone else in this call, or anyone outside of it, really. So, now that that's safely done.
Yeah. Now, I'll go ahead and mention this aside. It's the first time I've noticed this in Discord. I'm being told up in the top right corner where our region is, that our region is Stockholm. So how do you feel about that?
That's fine. Scandinavia,
What?
It's so new. So.
Yeah.
So the drop down is not all like countries and regions.
No, it's all countries and regions.
I was just looking through it and see like Brazil, Europe, India, Japan, and then Stockholm.
I was just thinking that too. Why not Sweden? I mean,
see, it's not important enough. Anyway, for Discord maintaining servers like that, I was confused though, sheep. I looked at that and I saw Stockholm in lowercase, and I was like, wait, what? They put Stockholm there in the region now? Let me click on that.
Lowercase. Okay. Yeah. Good choice. What is Europe? That's like that encompasses stuff.
The United States has 4 regions. Europe has the Europe region.
Where in Europe exactly?
And then Russia, which apparently doesn't is not Europe.
Well, good to have you all again. I am looking forward to today's session. So maybe we should just begin playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
As we're
We should.
Yes. Does anyone want to give us a recap of what happened last time?
Yes. Last time I said I'm not gonna do one. This week I'm gonna do the opposite. We started last week with having secured, well, at least conquered the keep in Westgate. However, now it came to the fact that we also need to hold it for a little while as we explore its depths. And the Feyans, their radars are going off. Whatever Veleknif wants, they don't want him to get, apparently. because that's just how fans are. They are doing their damnedest to stop us. We killed a bunch of red wizards before that, and now they thought to themselves, that didn't go well. Let's summon demons, because demons are cheap. And there sure was a lot of them. Emmy, however, had a great plan to assist us a bit in this. There was a nice, bloody, fresh battlefield from the Feyen's previous assault, and we knew a particular beholder in the city who enjoys a snack or two or three. And so she went to talk to him, brought him a little snack to entice his appetites, and basically convinced him to go here and eat. And other than, the dead things, he also ate a bunch of our future would-be attackers, which was great. So Getra came, Getra ate, Getra left, and then we were faced with a bunch of demons. I don't remember what demons exactly. I don't think it matters, but after a reasonably not that easy fight, we prevailed and bought ourselves a bit of time. However, much of that time was immediately taken up by the fact that the Cicatrix and Emmy at least noticed that there were a bunch of vaults in the keep, because of course the nobles keep their valuables in here. And so the vaults were melted open with acid, and much money was found, although we couldn't really actually carry the loot, so I'm pretty sure it's just there still. I don't know what we ended up doing with it, but either way, Dragon Greed took over for a bit.
2/3 of it's there, at least.
Yeah. Dragon Greed took over there for a bit, but then we ventured into the depths. Down there, Valignus immediately not only knew the way to venture forward, but also didn't know that there was a trap right in front of it, and immediately stepped on it. There were pokebits coming up from the floor, and gargoyles animating, and a big old rusty iron golem spewing poison or something of a sort, and it was a right old mess. Those things were very powerful, and it was not a fun time. But, of course, very few things can oppose 3 dragons, and eventually we prevailed there, and continued. The pressure plate that Valignus identified as the way forward opened a secret path into a bit of a back room, where we met a crazed vampire who apparently has been hiding there for who knows how long with his ghoul companions, I believe they were. And after some bullying, said vampire was made to show us the way that we wanted to go, and open the door and deactivate the divine defenses of the place. And it was a good interaction. I approve that. No ghouls were ripped apart, as that very well could have happened, but it didn't need to. We continued through narrow pathways, through the depths, through the darkness, to the point where we reached a wider pathway with a door at the end. Said door also had an illusion at the front of a reasonably large dragon of a type that we couldn't immediately identify, that told us to go away because we're not going to find what we came here to find. But Valignus doesn't even know what exactly he expects, so that warning was pretty irrelevant to him. The door, however, shot like all the dragon breaths at us and such, but Versicatrix managed to disable that, and eventually we gently pushed open the door with a lot of force. Which revealed a tomb, basically a medium-sized room with a massive dragon statue sitting on top of what looks like some sort of like floor inlaid sarcophagus or something along the lines. Very, very tomb-like, at least. Although the room was odd, in that we quickly sniffed out that it had some mad magical defenses against anyone who messes with the statue. And the statue was identified by the Cicatrix to be of a topaz dragon, a strange water affinity dragon type. Although it had some bits wrong with it, and once those bits were fixed, a thing happened and the tomb was smashed. Although, important lore bit here, both the door as well as the statue seem to tell a story of what happened during the last Dragon Rage, where some strange magical meteor, I believe it was, passed by and made all the dragons go mad. And this topaz dragon seems to be the singular dragon in the region that actually survived that ordeal by presumably killing all the others. And whoever he was very sad about it. And I believe that was about it. Veligrif just opened another door, in which there are a lot of golems made from dragon bones. The room, something about a challenge containing a bunch of golems. That seems
Strength will be tested, something like that. Veligrif took it as an opportunity.
Yeah. He tested his strength against the door, but I don't think that's what the door meant.
Probably not.
I also did realize that Veligrif only has 2 healing surges and half his hit points. That's amazing.
Well, you guys didn't really heal after the whole chromatic flame, nuked the hallway.
Yep, we shouldn't.
All right. Yeah, that was pretty thorough. Now, we did last time learn the location of the very tomb you're currently in, which means that we do have an empty goal slot that could be filled with something. If you have any ideas here.
Explore the tomb.
You got an easy way of perhaps learn the secrets of the tomb.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean that is probably something you're going to be doing, unless you. I guess you could leave.
It is in fact my current goal.
All right. So what do we call that? I mean, explore really. Learn the secrets. Yeah. Learn the secrets of the tomb of the dragon name document. I don't remember these things by head.
If there's any hiccup this storyteller has, viewers, it's dragon names.
No,
I
some
can't
of
do
them
it.
are absolutely mad. Let's see here. All right, this is a good one. Kisa Narathizar.
Oh yeah, rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. That is how they work. So let's put that in there. Learn the secrets tomb of Narathizar. Good. That leaves us with integrate the Sleepless Council into the Marked, re-establish the giant ritual sites, remove Cormyr from the Dragon Coast, assemble a force of psionic enemies of the Far Realm, ransack the palace of Nathlan, and learn the secrets of the Narathizar. All right.
Can we see that dragon name printed out?
Yes, you definitely can.
Awesome.
Up as well. Lovely name. Now, some of those double A's and such could make it real fun to do it in Danish, but I don't think that's the intended pronunciation. My son, Narathizar. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. There's currently no hurry. In fact, as you're in this dungeon's lair, there is no sound. It is deathly quiet. Not a wind blows, and nothing moves except for you all. Now, the sounds you do make echo slightly, but actually the the halls down here are not booming. Even for you, even though they're spacious enough for you, it still feels a little bit cramped. You're deep below the surface of the earth. And down here, just sound is swallowed by the immensity of the walls and the weight. Now, Imizure has stood out here, just watching the door, looking at the hole the others went down, hearing the sound of the door being just smashed in. There. Yeah. Malignant looks into the room beyond, and on the walls he sees engravings. Engravings of many dragons, all battling each other, seeming like he sees two dragons like biting each other's throats, ripping them out, and just death of dragons all around. While in the ceiling of the room is carved what seems to be a big flaming sphere. Presumably, this would be this comet. Yeah, around here stands constructs of seemingly many random-ish bits of dragon bone that sort of have been fused magically together. They're standing motionless as he just opens the door, seemingly not reacting to his presence. Sort of a musky smell of dust, dirt.
Well, it is a test of strength, and while player me looks at my healing surges and my character's HP and ponders, that is not well enough. You know, something wants to test his strength. He will absolutely accept that because that's the way things should be.
I think several seconds after like the sound, like the door crashing echoes up like the hole. I think from behind where Cicatrix and above, there's from the Green Dragon. You two good down there?
Villigan will crane his neck sort of halfway around and announce to Emmy, "There's opposition down here as expected, but I'm fine. Unless you hear sounds that suggest otherwise, I suppose. I'll keep you posted."
Yeah. Your Israeli leader worriedly looks around in the room that could like collapse in on her.
It's like you can imagine like almost like a TV effect, right? For a moment, it seems like the whole room just collapses in on itself, but it didn't actually happen. Sort of every now and then, like out of the corner of the eye, it seems like the walls fall in. As they've done probably many times on top of people in the room who dared poke around too much. Trying to loot the false tomb.
I think she will very gingerly and very slowly begin like walking down like the steps that the two dragons previously did, concerned that she'll somehow set off something.
It seems like correcting the statue has fixed or has at least paused the
yeah, she doesn't know it'll unpause, right? Like
yeah, that's the thing. This might presumably this statue has been damaged before, right? Maybe even when the whole room collapses upon it. So, so something here certainly seems to repair it. When at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that she's sure she knows enough about topaz dragons to be able to.
Absolutely not.
That's the first time I heard about them.
Cicatrix obviously knew.
I know all about topaz
nice,
dragons.
Nice 20.
Yeah, her concern is this thing reforms, then she's separated from the others, and then she has to. Then what if one of them dies down there? Then she's gonna have to like enlist Yinka to like sacrifice so many other dragons. It's gonna be a whole ordeal.
No. Since nobody is compelling with Ignifia, I'm gonna do it myself. This is a stupid idea to step into this room myself.
You just destroyed the door. Like, I don't really know, like...
Yeah, I mean, that is true. That was already sort of the initial thing here. But yeah, Villignivore will make use of one of his magic items and then step in here.
As he does, there's a scraping noise from behind him as the door attempts to close, but he broke it. He didn't actually open it, so it can't really. Now, on the door on the other side, it's actually remarkably little, like, engraving in it. Compared to the Battle of the Dragons here, what is there is simply engraved, like, spiky chains crisscrossing it, as if to signal universally, or almost like free of independently of language, that there is danger beyond. Beyond that, I would like you to roll initiative. I think the rest of you can probably do it too. And
Holy fuck, I rolled a 20 on initiative. What the hell?
Oh my god, I rolled a
you-
4.
as Velignus steps beyond this, basically the whole room begins, like, there's the scraping sound and the room begins to light up as across the many sort of engravings in the walls, spectral dragons begin to move. There's maybe like 8 of them or something, and they begin attacking anything living that is within this room. While you're in this room, you are gonna be attacked by phantom dragons. They are not really alive. They can't really be killed. It is a magical property of the room. Beyond that, there is also these golems that are going to try to kill you. You can see they raise up their 4 pairs of draconic claws and prepare to go and presumably rake Velignus to shreds.
Wait, and the door on the other chamber speaks of more danger?
That seems to be the intended message. Now, Velignus is not locked in here, obviously, but Missouri, you see this as you come down the hall. Do you want to act here? You rolled so well.
Yeah, I think so. Missouri leaders here. We'll take a move action to bully past, like, the black dragon, just shove.
Yeah, the Cicatrix is surprised. Even though she can't mechanically be surprised, she's surprised. What
This
is
has
this?
never happened.
Is she moving?
The Missouri leaders here is so strange. We'll take the standard action to go to convert to another move action. It's like she goes after Velignus, who's gonna determinedly get his ass killed and leave Missouri leaders here alone. And then a minor action is going to be to gain temporary HP. That'll be the end of the turn.
All right. Sure. The first one of these will move here and do its attacks. Just 4 of its claw attacks.
What? Excuse me? Okay, that's 3 hits.
The ongoing damage doesn't stack.
Okay.
And it has a fear aura, the dragon bone fear aura, but dragons are immune, so you don't have to worry about that. Otherwise, you would have.
22, 13, and 15 damage. She
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's 50. Okay, I'm still up. It's fine.
Remember, you got your resist.
and the ongoing 5 will matter just to keep track of in case you fail to save.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down because I need to spend a minor action to keep my resist up, and if that falls down, then the ongoing damage matters.
Okay.
Did you remember the 5 resistance when you took the damage?
Yes,
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. All right.
track to 50.
Good. And that's all it does.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Notice how I conveniently left room up there for you to stand.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Look at the defender over there.
The defender with move 9.
I'm looking for a skill. You know. Here it is. I can move my speed. Ow. Golem 4.
That certainly hits. Yeah. Bash into the bones. Feeling dragon bone. It's pretty tough to like claw and bite. But
I've
damn.
done it before. I'll do it again.
yeah,
That's me. I didn't mean it malignant. I never heard dragons.
malignant.
All right. This is spooky. I gotta play it a bit safe, I think. So, move action, heal himself. That seems appropriate. That's 29, 37. Oh, I pressed it twice. That's not what I meant. Alright, we got hit points. Then move action to sustain his resistance, and a standard action to sever the saws on Dragon Bone Golem number 3.
Source. I mean, it doesn't look like it gets to do anything about it, so
No, it does get an attack opportunity because it is a ranged
Oh.
attack.
sure. Well,
That is a miss. Okay. The action point? Not yet. That'll be my turn.
vulnerable 16. Events. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Just-
end of next turn.
Vulnerable. Well, combat advantage to be had.
No, there's not.
Oh, well. What does it now?
Shit. God,
There is,
need
however,
it.
claws, so
dude, I can't sneak attack Malignant. He's immune
Yeah.
to rogue.
I've got rogue immunity. That is one hit for 10 damage. I accept.
You need to go kick ass for the Black Dragons now.
there. Yeah, I've got
3.
plenty of reach. Yeah, okay. Just move here. So I'll move there, and then he will do his claw attacks.
Those are all hits for a lot of damage.
No crits though.
Oh, how sad. Only 89 damage, which is enough to not drop him because he refuses.
Sure. Doesn't
He's
fall
dying.
unconscious.
But he is dazed.
He is dazed and dying, but he's still there.
All right. Sure. Dying. Okay. Oh. Nope. Spectral dragons do not charge this turn. Emizure.
Emizori Leaderthir gets greatly worried upon seeing Valigno take a brutal assault, like yells, "Get out of there, you stupid fool!" Do they have threatening reach?
They don't.
Okay. She moves here, and a standard action will single power point augment a brutal barrage attack against this golem here. So that will be a crit. Do these count as dragons?
You know what? It's not in their stat block, but we're gonna say yes.
Okay. Then the Dragon Slayer weapon deals 3d12 damage on a crit as opposed to 3d8.
Definitely
So-
iconic in origin.
Alright, so let's see here. That's extra 16 damage per hit. We'll add this up. That's going to be 4 8s, that's 32, plus 16, 16, 16, 16, plus 3d12 to 117 points of damage on Dragon Bone Golem 3.
17.
Panicked, frantically, like trying to smash the golem away so that Valigna can get out of there so we can leave.
Yeah, I mean that's a harsh blow. The bony body of this thing.
Yeah.
Bashing and
I-
breaking pieces off.
A minor action will be for an augmented Battle Mind's Demand to mark Golem 4 and Golem 3. That'll be the end of my turn.
You don't act particularly intelligent, and you have crushed the threshold here. Alright, yeah, this golem will try to attack.
That will be 1 hit. I have an extra 2 armor class. So that'll be 32 points of damage. I will get an immediate reaction persistent Harrier attack. It's 39 versus armor class against
hits, yeah.
the Dragon Move. 19 points of damage.
Plus the 16.
That's right, plus the 16. That'll be 35
35.
points of damage then. I take 32.
It is bloodied as large chunks of its dragon bones are being just turned to dust and thrown across the room.
I'm at 140 and I take ongoing 5. Okay.
Berserk. Muted. Shimu.
Oh, sorry. Said I can't reach the bloodied foe down there, but you know I got a person here I can.
You got a person.
Well, person is, I think, terribly
That
said.
hits.
Sorry?
That hits.
Does both of them hit?
Oh, there's 2. Yes.
Great.
28.
And did we? Yes, I do have an extra action point. I'll action point.
You only spent 1 per battle anyway.
You know,
Yeah, it's granted combat advantage to you.
it is coming. Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. It is time. I will do my deep dagger wound on it.
Yep.
A deep dagger wound into the dragon
Just
bone.
Get that marrow.
Yeah,
And
the
a sneak
bone
attack. Hey.
For 45 damage. And
feels so weird to play an edition of Dungeons and Dragons where you can like sneak attack and critically hit like
3.5
undead.
hated
And it-
rogues.
And it takes 10 ongoing.
The cicatrix can sneak attack a bone golem, but not well enough.
Yeah, do you know? Fucking
He's legendary.
go figure.
Alright, Relignith, you're apparently not dying, so...
No.
you are
Well,
dying.
he is dying. He's just
But
not
he is
unconscious. But he will grit his teeth. This is a test of strength, and he intends to succeed. He spends 3 healing surges,
Alright.
first of all. Which is... I'm just
Remember that
gonna...
you count as if you're at 0 HP.
That is a good point. I'm gonna put myself to...
And that as if.
Yeah, that is the words you're looking for here. As if you spent. Oh. Ooh.
3.
Does that count as a healing power for you?
It is a healing power.
Your various
But
bonuses?
it doesn't get my cleric bonus because I'm not actually... I'm not allowed to spend a healing surge.
Ah,
That's when I give
Alright.
bonuses. Alright, Valinov shaking off the exhaustion, shaking off the wounds. He's no longer dazed.
Of course he's not.
Then he will show some... You know, it's a test of strength. He's a dragon. What do dragons do? They breathe on things. He's gonna spin around so he can hit as many as possible. And breathe fire.
That looks like all hits. Yeah, just all hits. And you cannot barely miss these things.
Amazing.
17.
And
that one takes
Golem 3 is still vulnerable. Alright, that is a standard, a minor. Sort of need to leave. No.
Where are you gonna go?
Exactly. There's nowhere to go but forward. Move action to sustain his resistance, and then he will action point,
All right.
which lets him do the same thing again.
Oh,
More fire.
Yeah, more fire.
Fire followed by more fire.
Filling the room. Breath. Yeah, that's a lot more fire. Other damage too.
Oh yeah, 28 is almost critical damage. And
16 more.
number 3 takes another 16. And then, with his action point standard action, he's gonna keep smashing at Golem 3 here. 37 and 45.
Just 2 hits. And I can tell you that that will kill it.
First one is enough.
I don't think you can just 1 or 2 creatures. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if the first one kills him, then the second attack would go against Golem 4 here.
Bash the thing in. However, Ash should destroy it. Oh, of course. I'll just. Ash should destroy it. It explodes in a we could say breath. A explosion of like bone dust. That is targeting everything within every living thing within 2, which, as it turns out, is everyone.
Amazing.
Yes.
Note that Sheep was directing that attack against Golem 4 above him rather than
Oh,
Golem 2,
okay.
just right.
Yeah, number 4.
Right, yeah. Then I should do this one. So this will be for Cicatrix, Missouri, and the Pain of the Broken Bones.
That misses me.
The last one
Cicatrix too.
is against Willingeth.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Alright, so this is the only one hit. 24 necrotic damage, 10 ongoing necrotic damage, but slowed. And then this thing is gone.
10 ongoing, 10 slowed.
Lovely.
You have saving throws to make against the ongoing 5 that you're taking, and then
Yes,
the ongoing 10 and slowed.
that is true. It happens in my turn. I save against the one that doesn't matter.
It might be reapplied too.
I don't think.
So comforted.
Well. Okay.
Ongoing damage, and then it attacks a misery.
All misses.
All misses.
The
Scratch
Green Dragon is too tough.
Bony claws of dead dragons trying to get through, but can't. Alright, this one. Closer. And attacks. Yes. Right there.
He is. That's too many numbers, Menakai.
It looks like all hits.
They
Oh, wait, there's a 30
should.
in there.
You know, the 30 misses you.
Yeah. Wait. So, number 1, 4 attacks, 1 miss. The 30 misses. That is the high attack roll too. Nice. Okay. 40. Yeah, I accept.
Glad you do.
Yeah. Like, I refuse, Gia.
There. Go to Emmy, and then it will continue to attack whatever is in front of it. That's from. Now they would flank Willigness, but they can't, so. 3. 5. That might
Those look like all hits on Malignant.
Sure does.
sound good.
I don't think he has any shenanigans left. Yep, he does not. He actually properly goes down this time.
Assault, as if the claws of, what, like 6 dragons all rip and tear down upon him. Let's see if the. Oh, not yet. Should have been with a +1.
Missouri Legion here looks at where Cicatrix. What do we do?
Drag him out?
Yeah, okay, they don't have threatening reach. Missouri Legion here Guess we'll try and fucking drag Valignith out?
Sure.
What's that gonna involve in regards to, like, move standard, like, minor actions? What do you want? Do you want to roll?
I'll say you can do it as a standard action, like basically drag him, right?
Okay.
If you can succeed in an athletics check, then you can do it as a move.
Okay. Sure. No consequence to failing the athletics check?
No, you just have to spend your standard.
He's just heavy, you know?
26.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
Bam.
Yeah, then we'll use the move and standard combined to pull him out. We'll say, like, move 9 there.
Drag him across the.
Yep. Just drag his stupid red body, and she's like cursing at him the entire time, just fuming. Like, I did not save you once to have to save you again, you stupid red.
Bonus turn to the Cicatrix, who is yet. Cicatrix.
Do they look like they're going to chase us? Out of the room?
You did break their fancy door, but probably
I-
not.
I broke no door.
Probably not.
Well, then I'll shift.
Sure.
And slowly back away.
Okay.
Well, you know. Yeah, she'll like go behind Malignant, but it's only if they move even an inch over that border, she's moving full speed ahead.
I
No.
can tell you now that they won't.
Okay,
you have
just
left the
saying
room,
like
Then
she's seeming like a good dragon, but I want to tell everyone that she's not. Like,
Sure. I will end
Yeah.
initiative then. Or do you want to get back in? Yeah.
no, I'm good. Or do we want to?
Make
I
a
mean,
death
I can
save.
try and hit them, and
Yeah,
you can
sure.
drag me out too.
That means our leader here is full of energy. Let's make her drag 2 dragon.
That is a death save success.
But, then when it cycles back to my turn, that's going to be enough to
Wait,
pass a
just-
DC 15 heal check to stabilize the time.
Save that. I think you should have saved.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, Valignith, you're also taking ongoing.
That is true. I didn't roll saves on my turn. That's a fail on the ongoing 10, and a success on the one that doesn't matter nearly as much.
But you definitely would have taken the damage. You also can no longer sustain your minor to.
That's gone.
But if we're out of initiative anyway, as Manikai said.
You don't have to be. These guys are gonna begin going over here and picking up the broken bone bits of the one that died.
Okay.
Seemingly, they believe the door is closed.
Alright. Okay. Green Dragon manages to use her draconic knowledge and understanding of Valignus' numerous injuries over the past decades to stabilize him. I should also take my ongoing 5 once, and then it's gone. She shakes the limp, like, dying body who's been stabilized, like Valignus. Doesn't, like, curse at him anymore.
I think Cicatrix almost looks like uncomfortable. It's like, I mean, she needs Valignith to not die, but I mean, she looks at him. He probably is not gonna die, right? Like
Immusori leaders here, like looks out of the body and scowls where Cicatrix and says, "We still have to find a way back to the surface."
Yes. Unless we want to. She looks around like, rest here.
You could certainly take a short rest. A long rest would require food and,
We're dragons. We could eat anything. We'll eat the tomb.
delicious stone.
Yeah. Immusori leaders here drags like Valignus' stabilized body out of the tomb.
Back into the
Yeah.
back into the breath weapon there.
Yep.
We broke that door
Back
too,
into-
so.
Like, this alcove. Like, and just like lays a bit away, like looking into like the darkness where the necrotic energy dwells, and just like seethes.
You're right. We can't even leave. Our cleric is down.
Oh, she could leave. Give me Zori leader there.
Oh yeah.
He's
I'm
not
just, like,
Take her
trapped.
damage and walk out.
Kinda hurt.
Sure. Want to take a short rest then?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Blake spend his healing surge and get your counter powers back and stuff.
Does that count as like another encounter for the purposes of a milestone, Manikai, or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then I have an action point.
Battle.
Do I spend a healing surge? I guess I could, yeah. I'll go down to 10 healing surges and go back to full HP.
Oh, so hard.
Missouri could still like die twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm not trapped down here. I have the hit points. I will find a way out.
Yeah. Nothing comes to bother you. Missouri can feel that the way onwards is still chronic. You want to spend your healing surge?
Well, I'm debating, but yes.
Inefficiency.
No, not the inefficiency of it. Let's see.
He'll wake up. He remembers, being covered in dead claws, ghostly wraith dragons. Something beyond that door, that warded, protected door at the end, just seemed so tantalizing.
Yeah, when Valin wakes, he's not gonna make it apparent. He basically keeps sort of being sprawled on the floor, pondering instead what went wrong, trying to not to draw attention to himself, basically. Before he does eventually right himself, standing up, shaking off like the bone debris and wounds. Well, not shaking off the wounds, I suppose.
Waiting for that.
Trying to shake off the wounds.
Take 10 damage and get rid of your bloody condition.
Mm.
Yeah. The green dragon half swivels her head to cast an eye back at Valignith. 3 of the Guardians remain. I imagine the 4th can be rebuilt by whatever sorcery fills the place. You are unfit to continue.
I don't disagree. I assume that room was a test of strength, as it said on the door, that requires whoever passes through it to prove that they can handle whatever lies after. Die obviously cannot.
In an attempt to bolster Valignus morale, Missouri says, I am confident you could have, had we not sustained so much damage in prior encounters. It has been a very short time.
Flashback to this morning assaulting Westgate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with signature mother to yourself, it feels like a very long day. It's
It has been a very long
day. I also only, it's a lot of work. There's lots of gold left. Stupid tomb. Just awful.
Had I not broken the door, I would have been trapped in there. It was a place meant to test an individual's strength, and no amount of rest or preparation would have allowed me to continue through there. We should leave.
Missouri leader Thier says, "The way forward is shrouded in darkness and necromancy, much as the way we came. But we cannot go back the way we came. We
We
must
see it
only
again.
hope that this crafted passageway leads somewhere else into the Underdark, or back up into the city elsewhere."
Man, we're desperate for escape and we're like, oh, I hope it goes to the Underdark. Shit. No.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Yes.
Missouri leader Thier stands, looks at Valiknif and says, "I will let you do what needs to be done to suppress necrotic energy, but I will take lead from here."
The religion check.
Religion. Don't have my character build open.
We want Tiamat's power to drive out.
Try on Tiamat's power to retreat cowardly. Let's go.
Fight
Hey,
another day.
she's also part Black Dragon, so,
And part White Dragon, even.
you know.
Listen, she wants her aspect back as well, and she kind of wants you for that, so...
Yeah. Really?
Religion, 16. 19, no. Valignos are not in it.
Tries, but I guess his morale just isn't, his heart isn't in it, right? So
Yeah.
tries, yet it, like his ritual. I mean, you could probably, everyone could probably see that it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
it
if-
feels
if-
lessened a bit, but half is still hazardous.
Or at least Thier narrows her eyes and says, "I am capable of withstanding it." I cannot speak to either of your conditions.
Perhaps you could simply scout ahead then and come back later.
She says, "Come back later?" It's like the no effort wasted, like pinks in her head. And just, you want me to travel through here multiple times?
He shrugs. I don't really care what you do.
Well, that makes one of us. I'm not backtracking for you. You will follow. And she shoulders on to the necrotic energy.
All right. See if it manages to amateur. Yes, that looks like a yes. No, not by that much. She has very tough hide. Do you have any bonuses to your fortitude at the moment?
No. 37's about what it goes at these
Yeah.
days.
37?
You take 17 necrotic damage.
Okay. Is this going to be like a repeated attack thing?
Nope, it's once when you pass through the corridor.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Alright.
basically it's the process of moving through it that's important.
45.
And it seems quite long, actually, similar to the other one. Though at some point, you hear water ahead, and it branches into another passage that seems to go pretty much straight down. Probably down into the Underdark. I suppose she has a pretty good nose. She can smell like a little bit of like troglodyte stink from down there. But otherwise, just water. A lot of the city's water seems to flow down here, probably because of that tunnel that it hasn't flooded this whole tomb. It seems to just drain into that. Beyond that, there's another passage that seems more dry. One where the water's coming from. So there's sort of three options.
Okay.
Dry path
think-
seems old, mostly collapsed, sort of broken. Wet path seems full of water, so it's hard to see. Presumably leads to up somewhere in the sewers or.
She knows for sure that the water has to be coming from Westgate, so I think that she'd want to, like, just going through the water. Like, that's going to be, like, because she knows that's guaranteed to lead up, because the water's got to come from there.
Do the rest of you
mindset.
follow?
Yeah, but then it follows.
Yeah.
And if a 19 hit Emmy, then a
18
15 is gonna
damage
hit
on-
Ligniff.
and 24 on this. Yeah, as Amy steers into the rushy water. Now, the water here is pretty strong, just sort of rushing down, right? And most creatures would just be like swept down into the. In the dry passage, you can sort of see a flicker of blue, as if some sort of spectral thing is
Oh!
watching you from a distance there. Maybe that makes the watery path more inviting. I don't know. But jumping into it, it's pretty strong. I'm not going to make you do like athletics checks to swim because two of you have swim speeds and Relictus is an athletics god. Would fail. So you can.
I'm also an athletics god.
Well, sure, but you also have a swim speed.
I
you
know.
can make your way out of
Doesn't
this
matter.
like hole and up into what was perhaps once a sewer system. It's very clean now because water has been rushing through it so much that there's nothing but just water here. Erosion has really damaged quite a lot, like the stones at the sides and such have fallen down, and you're basically out of this place by now in one of the many current drainage tunnels that just flood much of the deeps of.
Okay. I think the Green Dragon, upon emerging, exhibits her ignorance, like looks around and says, I do not understand the purpose of these beneath the city. Are they catacombs of some kind? She, like, flits her eyes about, like, in confusion. Do you know where Cicatrix?
Do I know?
You know that Westgate was built a very long time ago on sort of swampy ground. And over time, a lot of the old buildings have sort of sunk down, and people have just continued to build things on top of them, which has only accelerated the speed at which things sink down. Leaving you sort of a lot of tunnels down here that have been repurposed over many, many years as smugglers' tunnels, as various gang hideouts and backstabby pathways. Really enough stuff happens to make a lot of these be in use. Right now, of course, they're mostly empty because water has filled them.
Wait, but would she know them? Like
Entirely? I don't think there's anyone except for maybe the
no,
ancient
but like
night
maybe
masters.
coding in on like a thief can't, like sort of marking or something.
She could. I think with the damage done to them, whatever marks were here have been like utterly flushed out. Like, not only did it flood when the water retreated, right? That sort of helped them, but with the recent rains, it has it has really changed the landscape down here. It is said that the Night Masks, one of the things that they did have was a complete understanding of the underground. Because
Well, had.
not a lot of things can really stop those guys from exploring things. They don't need food, really. They don't need light. They don't need to breathe.
Breathing.
Yeah. Yeah. From here, I mean, it's a trial and error sort of thing to get out, right? It's a labyrinth of just dark water rushing. Though, some of you might want to find this place again. At least you know that it's here now.
Yes,
To
I
be
see blue
found.
flicking door.
To be
That
found,
seems like
which is-
God, that's gotta be where the portal is, isn't it?
You can, however, make your way out. That is not the hard way to get through the system. You just need to travel up. And since water is rushing down, you can continue to sort of follow that. Until you will emerge near the harbor of Westgate. Moving out from probably what is a collapsed house, right? That's turned into sort of a drainage pool. Probably a mix of seawater and water running off the streets.
It's the old Black Dragon's house
You know, that would be convenient. So
to be crushed.
spirit your way.
Whoosh.
Wouldn't it? Damn.
As once more you're on the well, these things are not really updated, but you know, you're here.
Sure. The Missouri leader here says, "We have returned to the surface. I will now depart your company."
I won't stay in Westgate for too long either. I will go back home.
I think I will travel with you. We don't want any Saiyans. Well, she looks like sort of, like at Lightning, like, yeah, he doesn't look too hot. like he don't.
You can look over and see like smoke coming from Castle Thanavar still.
Yeah.
It's been several hours now.
The Missouri leader here says, "I mentioned this to Cicatrix for Lignith, but there is a castle at Nathlek I left untouched, guarded by sphinxes. I intend to pay a visit to plunder its depths and learn whatever secrets and attachments to Nobanian it may have. I invited Cicatrix to go. You are welcome as well, perhaps with the changing of a season."
I'll think about it.
Certainly. And with the intensity in her eyes, she shapeshifts into like a large snake of some kind, and carries on with her life.
Valignov's not gonna pay the Cicatrix much mind as he takes off, flies high and fast, doing a bit of a sweeping flyby to where his compound in Westgate was, to make sure to communicate to his people there that he's leaving and they should too.
Yeah, they will. The Thaans seem to be busy scouring the dungeon below Castle Thanavar.
Yeah.
How can dragons just disappear? You know.
But afterwards, he is going to fly back to the Dragonfang, which I guess isn't his home. It's close enough.
It'd be some funny shit if like all a ruse of some kind to get them away from the Enclave so that we then attack the Enclave, but no.
Yeah, I think once we're like sort of clear of the area, or that the Cicatrix see that the Saiyans are busy, she's just gonna like, vanish into the water.
Mhm.
Go on with her.
You can escape. I mean, you fly, so it's not really a big trouble. People notice dragons, but who's gonna interrupt the dragon, right? Dragon seems to be leaving. That's really what everybody wants. That happens.
Yes, no, please
So,
stay longer.
So you can safely return to the dragon. You can assume your people get out too. They will parade this as a victory, though, and to show that they have saved the city from an insurgent, probably plotted by. It's probably Cormier who did it, really. Somehow. If they can spin it into something. Beyond that.
Yeah. Cormier, known ally of Valignath.
Well, it's sort of strange that,
Yeah, the Valignos people cleared out the keep for the Thaans, further solidifying the rumors about their alliance.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
There
that's
we
true.
go.
That's
That
true.
plays into it.
They're in it together. The end is nigh. Why would it Think of it. Just think, sheep.
But why would a dragon otherwise attack and not taking any treasure? It doesn't make any sense. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
surely.
How does Benedict feel though as he returns home? Like he has found the place, right? He knows that there's a passage outside of the keep to get there now. He has located it, and given the strength of both the false tomb and the defenders, it is definitely a significant place. Right? He got close enough into the room that he could feel that something beyond that door in there was giving him a strange dragon feeling. Like what's his return as he returns? I mean, he's probably tired, right? But what's he thinking?
His faults would resolve around the fact that it was a room to test one's strength, which he has always prided himself in, but he didn't even stand a chance. And if the place he knows he has to go to, if he can't make it there because he fails a test of strength, what does that mean even? And I think he's going to ponder that question for a bit. Because his strategic mind would know, sure, send Emmy first, be in the back, be safe. He's not as sturdy as Emmy. Like, there's no two doubts about that.
Mm-hmm.
But what sort of strength would that prove? Nothing. That would prove that Emmy is strong, but that's not the point.
Yeah. Now, of course, the context of strength here, right, might also be probably the assumption. I think I could make you do a history check, but failure is not interesting. So this is built at a time when the Dragon Rage was a very real and existing thing, which meant that dragons should never be close to each other. That would be death. Ultimately, just death. Thus, nothing here would assume that there would be multiple dragons. That would be anathema. Beyond that, whatever is in there might be related to the Dragon Rage, which would suggest that, the bones of these dead dragons probably came from others seeking to claim whatever is within. So the room gets stronger the more dragons have failed, more so than the original. You sort of have to overcome everyone who has tried in order to. You didn't leave any bones in there, so it's going to be weaker than when you entered there last.
Yeah, he might have those faults, figure those things out on his fly home. Doesn't really change anything.
All right. Yeah, each of you can return home, and a 10-day can certainly you can take a no further follow-ups.
Oh, but all the daily powers I still hadn't used. My 10 healing surgeon.
Like nothing right away.
Aha! These early Duthier's spirits are pretty high. She returns back to the Grand Temple. She stays there long enough to open up the portable hole and asphyx like the various like art things that she took, like style them around like her hoard and her personal spaces within the temple.
She recently, yes, here it goes, called upon Millar. Right. She called upon him for an answer, for a way to free herself, so that her soul might go to his eternal hunt, rather than to hell.
Yep. She said she was getting, she was gonna subdue that Avatar of Nobanyan, and she was gonna find the best offer for that. And if Millar had an offer to make, Millar better figure out an offer.
Yeah, and Millar is usually not. he doesn't usually have time or really care to talk to people directly, right? He's mostly just mad and sort of feasting somewhere. Well, but given Emisary's power here, she's called directly upon him, and she certainly has had and has his attention. I think she has a dream, but it's perhaps more correct to say like a vision, right? At some point when she's in the Grand Temple.
Okay.
During this, she sees herself, right, as her view sort of swivels out from herself and across the plains to the hill, Warm Hill, Shrine of Malar. Goes in and sees the Nabanionite flame now laying where she once lay, in a big central spot, the blue flame glittering. Its eyes looking at her sort of ethereal vision form. She knows at that moment that the Nobanian sees her. She knows instinctively that this beast has been broken by him. It is a hunter. It is a rager. It is everything it used to not be. It is no longer a guardian. It wants only to eat, devour, and test those who are strong. Malar's way of offering Emissary her soul is a challenge. If she bests the Nobanianite avatar in battle, she defeats it. Though it is of great value to him and of great pleasure to have it, he would not only let her have it, but he would claim her soul from wherever it would go, should she die, and place her within his hopes.
All right.
Moreover, the beast has seen her, and Malar is not a kind deity. It's not a deity that gives a lot of time or consideration to what's convenient or anything. He believes that strength comes through adversity, and so currently, Emissary feels herself made the quarry of Nabanion. This affects his Eternal Hunter ability. He is now always aware of where Emissary Lidrathyr is. He can teleport his speed towards her, just passively, really, should he desire to. Though he is a cunning hunter, she knows that his eye is upon her, and that he will try find and kill her, just as she must now try to find and kill him. That said, she doesn't really need a special power to know where he is. It's obvious.
She has a sending stone, if nothing else, just because she'll keep her updated.
Perhaps-
Scowling.
Perhaps it is a bit of trepidation that comes, knowing now that a foe has basically been sent towards her. On the other hand, what she did was you don't generally sort of make sort of such a demand of a god, right? But she's done enough. She's done a lot, proven herself many times, and this is an opportunity to earn her soul, not through trading with hell, but through the predator's way. She will claim it by destroying this avatar, and should she then choose to sell it or something else, Malar doesn't care. If it loses, it doesn't matter anymore. If she wins, then yes, he most definitely would want her. He will make sure that happens. And there are some forces even hell might be loath to get the enmity of. while they have Tiamat in there, captured in Avernus, they certainly don't have Malar.
When Ymizar Legion awakens from the vision, it's a first there's a feeling of calm assurance that this avatar has gone this way because of Malar, and that's really cool. Like, Malar's the one that fucked this thing up, and while Grimmeth knew that from lore, the dragon most certainly didn't. Like, hell yeah. And then there's a feeling of trepidation, the feeling that the thing that Cindermoon was trying to hunt for years now is after her, and she isn't sure whether she's more powerful than Cindermoon. So that's awkward. But there's the feeling of vitality in her still from the ritual that Yinka did. And then yes, the opportunity. Just take this down by any means as a predator, and you're free. You get to go Malar, but you're free.
You can die, and you can not
Not go to hell.
suffer eternally. No.
Yeah. And who among like the living or dead of the legends could say that they defeated an avatar of a god, right?
Yeah. That is not a common thing.
Yeah. She's pretty hyped about that. But that might also be all the extra energy in her talk.
Sure. Yeah, it's it's on its way. Yeah, I can't make it point at any.
Sure.
Just me. All right. Yeah, you're back, right? Dragonfane has fought a bunch. They have come back to it. Is there anything your other factions would want to begin doing? I'm following.
No. Maybe Zara Leader has given the Emerald Enclave like break time for like this year as she still continues her personal like audit over individuals in the western and central Gulfmere Forest.
Mhm.
I think after the 10-day rest, she just like slides back into that.
Take a checks.
I cannot remember whether I've rolled to create the giant runes this year.
I don't think you have.
Well, I'll try. You know.
Cool.
After 10 days of rest, she'll put it upon herself to go talk with the giant again.
Mhm.
Nothing will charge her up for battle like that.
Like some scholarly pursuits.
Wanting to kill, you know.
Oh,
Yes.
That's good. Yeah, you're done.
Haha.
You managed to working together here for another good long while.
God.
The misery of,
Yes,
of being
grab her
tossed
soul
down
from
to.
flying out and going directly to hell already. Like, no, it's not time yet.
She works it, and she suddenly like it's suddenly a rush, right? She begins to understand how these things connect. It's all it's all a hierarchy. It's all based on this rune has to be there for this one to function. It's all very philosophical. It shows, in some way maybe she dislikes the fact that now she's sort of, in order to understand how these runes work, has to have a bit of an appreciation for the giant culture and their sort of the ways behind them, right?
Yes, her entire life seems to be about like, oh, I can't defeat the Arcane. I guess I will join the Arcane. Like, ugh, she hates it.
Though she believes that she
Necessary.
could make or remake these runes.
Great.
She's gotten far enough.
I'll put that on under my ritual list.
The cloud giant
Somewhere.
up there will offer of course, this place needs to be guarded. He's staying here.
Yes, do that.
If there's anything else he can do to help reestablish these runes, then that is his priority.
Okay.
Seal down
Yeah.
these undead forever.
Yeah, Vesigus will, thank him and say that, a plan will be made to reestablish some of the ritual sites accordingly.
Not.
And does he get the hell out of there?
He'll probably hold up his hand as he leaves and say, just be ready. With how much the Death King has destroyed so far, he can reach the surface of these mountains, but not beyond them. He cannot himself damage these rituals. He cannot touch them. He will need living minions to do that, but that does not mean he will not attempt to use his dead ones to stop any attempt to re-establish them.
Of course.
You hold now something that he fears beyond anything else. Being imprisoned, unable to escape. Having to live the fate he made for himself.
I think there's like a curious side of Vesigus. It's like, I wonder what he did, and then it's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah.
From context, he rebelled against his station.
Yes, because the hierarchy. Horrible.
Against the fact that stone giants just have to work all the time.
Yeah. How selfish.
That is
Like
really.
everything I've heard about this undead like Stone Giant King, like firmly makes me on the undead Stone Giant King
No,
side. Like,
He's not a bad person. He's just on the
Well-
wrong side of me. Like, no, I'm sorry, dude, but this is like, you can't. We need this place.
I don't know whether I would associate good or bad with the undead. I don't think.
No, okay, but I mean, like he's not like. I suppose his case is somewhat sympathetic. Like, no, yeah, I get
Really
it.
relatable, I think.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
All right.
you were screwed over by birth, and now you have to fight. Oh, wait a minute.
The giant simply, stresses that he is powerful, and he does not want these sites to be reestablished. Right now he has time, but if you begin to reestablish them, that's a message to him that he does not have time. That whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
All right. Yes. Yeah, I mean, basically sort of figured he's not gonna start like making them before there's some sort of commitment from the Fane also to like help protect or like keep patrolling at least the sites.
Sure.
She will, however, like now that she has the full understanding, I think like the first project she will do is to sort of, I don't know, make like a scroll or explanation of it that she can put in the Fane.
Yeah.
Like, this is important knowledge and it needs to be not lost because this was a lot of work.
She goes home and tries to write it, probably with a lot of like. Is Vercingetorix a good writer?
No. It's I imagine it's very like
Making these runes is sort of like killing someone. Just
you
sorry.
take the
Right.
biggest one and kill them first, and then you
Right.
split them into smaller parts.
It's all conveyed with her association, how she came to understand this hierarchical like
Yeah.
rune bullshit.
No, yeah, it's all of it is from like because she uses a different approach. Like she approaches with a canon of religion, of course. So it's all
Imagine
like
if dragon colors weren't all equal. Every type of dragon looks at the camera.
Yeah. What? I mean, we all know that they're not equal. We just don't agree on which is better.
Exactly. You just don't acknowledge it.
We can agree on something.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she'll try and write down, just the basics. who knows if that guy will be able to sustain up there forever.
And how does she react later? You know, that took a while. When one of her people informs her that her compound in Westgate has had a visitor. It would seem
She's
that
just like,
Evander Highcastle visited them, and just sort of decided to take a walk through. No one was really
So
looking
her, like,
to stop him.
head spins around. What?
He demanded. He well, not demanded. He said he was going to speak with their leader, and that clearly didn't happen. So they came here as quickly as possible with the information that had happened, but still, like, welcome.
All right. Sigurd ponders. Whether to go to Westgate and meet him on his turf, or having him try and find her in her turf, which is here, which is a nice secret spot she's kept.
Yeah, and fill it with water.
You know, well, I mean, I don't mind, but my people might mind. Also, this is not sea water, so you know.
Are you trying to get
Yeah,
the
no,
upper end of technicality?
technically,
Well,
uh,
the Sigurd can ask herself: is rain seawater?
no, it's not, isn't it? Yeah, she'll. God, yes.
I mean, the nice thing is that the attention of the lion on the burning hill over there, it seems to have been shifted.
I feel comforted. I mean, at this point, it's like I don't care what it's looking at. It's not me, and that's an improvement. You know, she'll assume that it's some con club stuff. You know, maybe that elf thing is doing something again. You know, there was something like that. You know, she seemed to be powerful. She's probably at it again. It's nice. It's good. Yeah, I think she'll. God. Well, she has healed. I think she'll. Oh, are they still in Westgate? The fleet of Umberlee?
Presumably,
Yeah, I think she'll head up there.
doesn't seem like the Chosen of Umberlee has to move with the fleet, though. It seems like you can just sort of be.
Oh. Does she get the feeling if she just showed up at the beach, she'd be there?
Unlikely. She'll just know that she's there. Doesn't seem omnipotent.
Yeah. She'll go back to Westgate for a bit and like try and set up a meeting.
Returning there, though, I mean, the cult of Umberlee, the Temple of Umberlee, so to speak, is quite present still and very quickly a meeting can be had. Will she want to go to the fleet in the meet in the water or in her compound?
Yeah. She is a cowardly dragon. But at the same time, I think she's sort of at odds. She doesn't know, like, but a chosen of a god, that seems like a big deal.
Yeah.
I think she's just gonna stay in a compound. You know what? This guy's, you know, probably doesn't care much for heirs. She's not gonna pretend that you know, she isn't threatened. It's like, yeah.
Sure. He shows up pretty quickly. Doesn't really care for attention. Peg-leg, constantly dripping of water. You know, clearly a waterlocked corpse as he
Mm.
walks in, unimpaired, however, by his dead countenance. He looks around at Cicatrix, takes a bottle he has, and like, drinks something. Cicatrix is in dragon form. Yeah.
I think she would be. Like, normally she meets people in her, drow form, but like, I think she would be. Yeah, I think she wants to be in her true guise for this. She's not pretending not to be a dragon. She's a dragon.
So, it's like a table, coin laying on it, lit up with gold. The marked used to sail the seas. They not?
Yes, they did.
And yet stopped, turned their gaze towards the land. You send many sailors to Umberlee's grave. You dealt the fleet of Formia a long time ago.
Yes. There's like a smirk. Like, she's still happy with that. That went well. That was a good time. I
They were
did.
threatening Umberlee's favored, but she was in no position then to make her move. You did it for her. Umberlee wishes to give you an offer. Chance. How do you favor our Queen of the Sea?
I mainly have employed, well, people who, I don't know what the term is, worship, respect her. And I can't say that I disagree.
Respect. There's a bit of consideration every now and then. Spare thought. Speak plainly. No need to mince words. You'll know the truth of them. I am but her messenger.
She'll nod. Yes. Well, you sail on the sea, you drop a coin for Umberlee. It is such.
Why do you do so? You paid your tribute.
Well, I don't have. I think she ponders for a little bit. Well, I'll admit, partly out of fear, but I have never.
Nods and interrupts. Fear. Yes. Fear. That is the key. They do it out of fear. And that is all she asks. All she wants is for people to know that she could destroy them if she wanted. But you see, towards land, really, there's a problem. Her reach is only so far, and some people who insult her, well, they run ashore. They flee the water and run inland, and while that is fine, they still show fear in their actions. Proof of it. There are those who sometimes needs to be taught a lesson. You managed to destroy the fleet for me. What would you say if the Queen of the Sea was to require a bit more from you? Are you going to run inland, like so many others? Or are you going to stay?
What would she have me do?
No. You will know that in time. Say, you know what she desires. Here. Instilling that into every creature that dares tempt her and survive. That is the beginning of such. I am looking to expand her reach. I can destroy anything that touches this. But something further in, further away, might be more difficult for me. Perhaps her wishes need to be delivered on storm-ridden black wings.
Wait, what?
Perhaps her anger needs to be brought out by storm-ridden black wings. He's suggesting that you might become an instrument with a useful, being to.
It's just like Mr. Kishik's first thought was like, Severus? And it's like, oh, no, context, okay. Well. Seems agreeable.
It does. Doesn't it? You should return your people to the sea. I think you will have good luck.
She looks thoughtful, yes. I mean,
Beyond that, you will need to know your targets.
Yes. There's like a weird... This just doesn't know, and it's not like Umbali is her master, but she is eager to know targets.
For this, Umbali will give you some trust. A bit of power expended so that you might be of use. A piece of her so that she might find you always. Send you what messages desires. Drowning death, terrible weapon. Trident, wielded by her hand, which is said to be capable of sinking all land below the surface of the sea. Holds out what seems to be like a rusty piece of metal. No longer than like a human hand. This is one prong imitated of that weapon. If you hold it, she will know you. and you will know what she desires for you to do. Just remember why we do for her what we do.
She's like, fear? Hmm?
He nods. Yes. Fear. With that, he's saying, there's not really a, you get asked to do something and you don't really want to, or it's super inconvenient or something. He doesn't, it's not like a request.
Yeah.
So this is, you're going to be doing this, and if you don't, well, I mean, that's of course a choice. There's a kind of level to make that choice, right? But you earn her enmity.
I think she'll like narrow her eyes.
Pulls out the be a prong, right?
Mm.
It's a knife.
Oh yeah, she clocks that. She's like, oh, this is a. mm. Well. Nods. How has it been for you?
Looks up. What do you mean? For me?
Her task.
Deathly faced. I have no choice in the matter. As all who sail the sea, I belong to Queen. She brought me here to exact her desires. That is what I do. I lived by her mercy. I serve. She desires. Hear from his response that there's no joy in his life. His existence has no meaning beyond existing for Umberlee. Umberlee doesn't. When you say Malar isn't a kind god, Umberlee certainly is very much not a kind god either. They have some similarities there in how they see their servant. He allows you to live on the sea, and in return, when you die, you can do whatever she wants with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Besikafix will like nod. Well. And she'll like reach out for the prong.
Sure, you take it.
Right.
Holds it out.
Hmm.
Grasping it, it feels like a taste of seawater. And certainly a bit of an eagerness. Yeah. You also instantly know that this is a weapon connected to Umberlee. As long as you have it, property, you will know her desire of you. If she disapproves of you, you will know it. And if she approves of you, you will also know. It's a link, a contact. You're not a devout of Umberlee. And so this is more of a, you act, and presumably that her presumably it's good to have her approve of you.
Well,
it's certainly
and
bad
that's the
to
thing
disapprove.
for Besikafix is like she would rather be friends with Umberlee than enemies.
Yeah.
So this is fine,
A
really.
healthy attitude.
She wanted to be friends with the Chosen, but I mean this works.
Already grasping this weapon, Umberlee is pleased. Umberlee desires servants who have reach that her Chosen does not. It angers her that there are those who would seek inland to hide. I mean, yes, it's the right reaction. They flee from her. On the other hand, should they be able to? No, not really. They shouldn't be. Besikafix is trying to
Exactly, Grimmeth. There's so many gods. Doesn't have to be the one I kill.
This
you know,
weapon, this functions as a great hunger weapon with a 23 magic items. +5 weapon.
oh lord.
It has a property that when you score a critical hit with the weapon, the damage of the next crit with it increases by 1 weapon damage. Cumulative
Lord.
until the end of the encounter.
Sweet.
That's 5d8.
Oh, that's really good for a dagger.
It can function as any weapon.
Well, you know.
But it... Yes, of course it has the Umberly tag attached to this weapon.
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
It comes with strings attached.
Yes.
Not gonna sell all my other
It's a
weapons.
grand gift, but you know, the payment comes later.
Yeah.
These. Yeah. And just looks at the cicatrix. Nods. Good. Good. A moment as if he's very tired, you know. He just wishes to go be dead again. Slaved undead too. So, you will know what she desires. And then he will.
I
leave.
will. You'll not. Yes, that is
He'll
true.
just turn around and leave. He's done.
All right.
That was what he needed to say and do. Everything went as he wanted.
I think the cicatrices just sit there, or like, yes, go sit down. You know. Sort of, you know, sit down, like, and in the, like, while in the movement, like, transforming back to her drow and, like, dropping in her, like, chair, in her, like, you know, she's in the office. Just try to figure out how to feel. Well,
Hey, no, hear me out here. Hear me out. So, you wanted to make an impression upon the Dark Lady, and that weapon is just as valuable as the ring I sacrificed. Ah? Wouldn't that be like 2 middle fingers to
oh
Umberly?
lord, nope. No. No. I'm not giving holy reliquy. No, Tiamat would love it, let's be clear.
Oh yeah.
No. I mean, not right now. It's
All right. Does anyone else have something they want to accomplish?
Probably going to be when the season changes to winter in the calendar of Harptos. Ibizuri Leadrathir is going to go through the Sending Stones and say that she is going to visit the palace in Naflek. And anyone who wants to come along for that, the dragons, they're more than welcome. Because there's a conversation, a lesson that she needs to teach to sphinxes. And she will teach them. If she has to do it alone, then so be it.
no, but Cicatrix joined. She just missed a pile of treasure. I mean, it's still hers. Technically, like, you know, it was deported, so it is hers. But it's not available to her. And that's upsetting.
Absolutely. All right.
See, here's any vault. Like, there's a vault. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down like 40,000 gold.
Yeah, Nemi's early leaders here is more happily willing to split any treasure that's found there at the palace equally with any dragons that attend.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think villagers will come as well.
Great.
Maybe he's like, then he hears the cicatrix go, and he's like, well,
Out of curiosity, Manikai, all these months spent, has she found a horde of the of that damn green dragon?
didn't you find it last time?
Didn't find it. No.
If you've spent months more looking,
Yeah.
you will eventually find
Okay.
the horde. It is not big though. The dragon's really kept to itself for the most part. And when it did try to enlarge its horde, it was told by Anglesbart that it would have to work for it,
Oh,
and promptly is fled. Really, only to have been staying alive and growing slowly stronger. Until it got just eaten and killed by. You find 16,000
16,000 gold pieces.
in various bits and pieces.
Cool.
Poor dragon never really got never really got started.
I understand the feeling.
Didn't
You
have
try to get started, and then things just keep happening.
Yeah. Going back to Nathlek, the city has certainly changed its look, right? The Jade Dragon has very much taken over the official rulership, and the banners and such in the great part of the city has come to reflect it. The new guard is walking around, lots of them around. Clearly. Maybe a little bit sort of police state vibe here, as the bureaucrats have to take. Order is very important to them. As they should. Beyond that, they've been looking south at Assam, which is, it's their territory, currently held by some adventuring party. And built like a keep there. That's going to have to be remedied eventually.
Yeah. And I don't think Amy's early legions here will go into the city of Nathlek proper. I think she'll find like a suitable high spot between the Gulfmere Forest and the city, and stand there and wait.
There's a couple of hills and such, but no real huge things beyond Nathlek. Really, if you're at the edge of the forest, you can see the city from the Pride Rock that is sort of in the middle.
Yeah, that works. She spent time visiting every year thus far, but this is not a. She doesn't intend to go to the city this time.
The other dragons will come find in Missouri there at the edge of the forest.
She has the same intensity and energy, in her muscles and her body expressions in her eyes. Very warm and welcoming towards the other dragons when they arrive. Glad to see you both.
It just gives it a slight nod in greeting, but says quite otherwise.
yes.
Yeah.
The cicatrix looks to her. She's a little bitter. Why? All this energy.
The palace is of... She gestures, because Nathlek is visible from this rock. A suitable size. As noted, I avoided it during my initial arrival years back because the Sphinx is guarding it. I was in Nathlek for other reasons, and did not wish to agitate the palace guardians. Now I have no other business there at this time, and feel as if I'm more than capable of the challenge, especially with the two of you. I want to send a proper message to any followers of Nobangan that may be lurking in the region. Anakai, are there still tombs or statues of the cat entities or sphinxes that are around this region?
I think most of them got broken when the current government doesn't dislike Nobangan really. They're pro Lion Guardian that made them powerful.
But I did have a lot of Malorites come.
But exactly, a lot of Malorites were here, and they definitely sabotaged and broke whatever fine art which would have been.
Absolutely.
I
think she'll take a few minutes to find a suitably large stone head of some sort of cat lord or sphinx, and she'll pick that up and haul it, intending to chuck that at the palace to attract attention.
a lot of the pieces have probably been collected by Nathalie and kept in some sort of underground storage, in case things change and you need
Sure.
to put them up quickly. Change of government, or they are nothing if not pragmatic. Sort of the lawful neutral sort of people.
I get it. Survival.
No, I can appreciate it.
They work with what they've got.
She heads for the palace, not intending to hide or disguise it anyway at all. I can wait for a suitable period of time that where Cicatrix might be comfortable. But she intends to be grandiose with this. This is a Malar versus Nobangan thing in her head.
Velignith arrived as well, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, I didn't move his token. That's a fair point.
Yeah. Do the dragons talk as they sort of meet up? Like, is there any discussion of what's going to happen?
Not from Velignus' side for sure. He's here. It's probably going to be combat. He'll be there.
From Missouri Leaders there will be. And she's perfectly happy to just chat for all three of them. She says, the Sphinxes must be downed, must be humiliated, must feel as if they are inferior, because they are. Once they sent their ancient enigma up to the plains where I dwelled at the Warm Hill. They thought that would suffice. But they do not rule, and they never will again, not here. Once they are resolved, the depths of the palace are ours to explore and plunder to its fullest depths. Whatever items of value we can find. Certainly, though I would like to lay claim, at least to my stake, for anything that might pertain to Nobangan. It will be worthy to keep it. Humorous. More of the noble family that once ruled here. Their heir is still absent.
Seems fair.
I have no qualms with whatever approach you choose to take for any combat with Cicatrix. You know your style best, and I've seen it well enough. I do enjoy watching you fight. But I must be direct.
Well, lead the way, and let us hope that this excursion into depths is going to be more successful than the last time.
It's really not as much depths as last time. Given that this temple is basically built on top of a massive sort of rock sticking out of the ground, it's really mostly flying up there, where several platforms or balconies allow access to the inside of it. The Sphinxes are Nobangan's sort of favorite servants here, and they have wings. So this temple is meant to be accessed by flying creatures. Beyond that, there is a long spiral stairway sort of going up along the cliff, which probably has some sort of ceremonial purpose to it. Like, you climb it and consider it holy or something. Dragons don't care about that. It's not really sized for dragons either. Oh, you could move on it. It's large, but you might as well just fly to the top. There's not a lot of people around. Not a lot of people who can be seen. There is a light, top, but providing that bit of light up there. Top balcony. But beyond that, it's clear that this hasn't been it hasn't really been an important place. You can take your tokens to the Nathlan.
Yeah. I'll just slap it in the only available space I can see for the moment.
Yep, stick it there. So what is your approach?
This place.
What was that, Manica?
What is your approach here? What's the... You want to provoke them to come out?
Yeah, I think that's Missouri Leader Theory's attitude. Either they're coming out or she's coming in. but certainly like this fragment of like monument or statue of some kind, she's going to hurl at the palace so they know that she's there. She doesn't want them to not know. This is a Malar versus Nobanian thing in her head, and this matters to her. A repayment.
Yeah.
In memory of what ancient enigma and Nathlan really pulled out of her.
It yeah, I think she can see, and we'll see as you come closer. The Sphinx is not out. There's like doors here, gilded, pretty doors certainly. And they're closed. They're engraved with peaceful, like, icons of lions. Right, and sun, light.
Okay.
They've been closed and seem to be closed for a while. Like, the temple has been sealed.
Okay. She takes that monument fragment then. When she like gets in a suitable range, she hurls it at the front door.
Yeah.
Roars, "I am Imizure Lidrathir, Elder of the Emerald Enclave, and you cowards of Nobanian will answer to me."
Voice sort of echoes out along and for a while before eventually the a lot of movement right here. You're over the cliff. You're flying here. This is like a balcony. As the door so slowly parts and out comes a Sphinx. Looking out. It looks tired, almost aged compared to ancient Enigma. It's quite clear that they haven't arrived. Wow. Sphinx looks out. We have no interest in your fights. We have no interest in your battles. Leave this place alone. Nobanian has been damaged enough.
You would tell Malar that Nobanian has been damaged enough, yet the hunter persists until the quarry has fallen. I am willing to spare you and your kind, if you depart from this palace. But you will not save it.
We are guardians, and this place is protected by more than us. Leave. You know what is good for you.
As guardians, I can direct you to the Avatar of Nobanian that could perhaps use your services, for it dwells upon this plane, and is not too far. Perhaps you should go assist it, for it could need your support, and you might actually do more than good, helping Nobanian, than here, in these ruins.
You know not of what you speak. Leave. Sid will step back inside and close the door. Not.
Mizraeli leader here, like, looks up, sighs, and says, like, very well, I will begin dismantling this temple from the top. And she begins to fly, like, above. They go to the top of this building. They might have protections on these doors, but she figures that it's not on, like, a dome or something. She'll begin disassembling the place.
Yes. On top there is a wide sort of a dome with a big bowl, really, of brass in the middle, where it seems that coals burn. A clean, pure flame. Providing a nice light up there, so all can see that good still exists within.
She looks at the bowl. Snorts.
Glimmers.
Looks at the dome.
Quite clearly blessed.
Mm-hmm. Is like the coals, like, is it like the basin that's lifted in, like, liftable?
No, it's like into the rock.
Okay,
Like
into
you
the
would,
rock.
you would build like a bath or something into the.
Sure.
on the top here. Especially the top of the hill, right? This place is mostly open. It's like a roof built over the like pavilion roof, basically built over the fire, probably to protect it from rain. But beyond that, the sides are open so that, say, a lion could stand here and roar and stuff.
Sure.
It's very important.
Yeah. Looking at it, you can without a check see this glimmering fire. It has an aura of pacification. It is hard to do violence while near it. Which you might just
Well-
try to ignore. I mean, do it anyway. Fair.
I think so. Looks at Valignith. Suitable entrance. Can you set the coals ablaze?
I can for sure try. And you'll try. Basically just willing the coals to be set ablaze to see if that works. Otherwise he'll
I
know.
don't think the fire of peace reacts to you burning the coals. That's what they're here for. But the essence is you want to begin smashing the place.
yes.
Yeah, it's a prelude. Like, here, like, some fire, like, this is good, and then get to work.
All right. So
Yeah, I just wanted to see if this fire would listen to him, but it does not. So he'll make the door listen to him instead.
yeah, okay. I'll just against stuff like Missouri and Vatican. They're really both. Oh, well. That is 30 versus will, which fails on both of you. As you begin to smash and break things, you feel like a sense of this fire is attempting to make you feel regret and sadness at the damage and the hurt that exists in the world. Attempting to make you realize that protecting things is how you can make this feeling go away by being guardians and using your great predator power to protect those who are weak. You will not have to feel the sadness that they feel when they get hurt. It is attempting to dominate you with a temporary save ends effect that, if failed long enough, might change alignment to befit Nobanians. You know, it might be an underhanded way to recruit people, but then again, if you come smashing his temple, I suppose
Wow.
it's fair game. Yeah, through basically forcing upon you empathy. But I suppose the dragons feel it, and they're like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
You know,
These are not my emotions.
Like,
I don't
I'm a servant of Valar. Like, what the hell?
you know.
Protect?
You're both fairly will strong, so you can fly and probably see like from people looking up in the city, see the two dragons up there, just like smashing into. Missouri like smashing a pillar. One of the pillars, like holding up the pavilion roof, right? Well, Valignith manages to get a grasp of the flame, it turning from a golden color into a red, and bending to his will. He's certainly superior to this.
The Israeli leaders here, like, takes a pillar and, like, flies at a different angle to hurl it at, like, the front door. Not to, like, break it, but to just, like, show that, like, this is going to happen, whether you consent or not, before flying back to the roof.
Inside, there's activity as the Sphinxes prepare for the dragon's eventual breach. This is a grim day. As yeah, the pillar smashes into the door, like it creaks. You know, it's closed and such. It's not a magical door though.
Mhm.
You know, ceremonial for the most part.
So is that toss.
Yeah.
A ceremonial toss.
There. You can with those attempts, you can trash the the trap hazard here to affect you. You can trash the top if you want.
Okay.
I don't think the Sphinxes are not going to try to stop. They
Sure.
have something more important.
Yeah. Sure. And that mark of humiliation could be seen as the
Oh,
roof
yeah.
is trashed.
And the flame is turned. I mean, is that Valignith's, like, is that what he wants here to take care of the fire? Or
I mean, he sort of sees fire that doesn't listen to him and wants to make it listen to him just for its own sake. Like there's nothing ceremonial about this. It's just to see if he can.
It's the whole like strength thing that like is at the core of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, people looking up there see the golden light flicker and turn like blood red for a moment. And that's a bad omen. They know bad things are happening. Most people retreat inside though. Not a lot of people have a lot of fight left in them for the Banyan these days. The people who did, they tried to fight the shadow government takeover years back. Yeah, the guards and such begin to call, but then they see green dragon. You know what? This is between them.
Good.
I like those people.
I'd hate to have to take my throne again back.
You know, like
Hands grip the handle and say, "Oh yes, this was to be expected sooner or later. Prepare to repurpose the."
There we go. That's what I wanted from them. Okay.
yes. See, but Cicatrix is like holding back. She feels like a slight push on her mind, and she's like, "Nope, mm-mm.
You want to try to?
Nope." She's waiting for the others to destroy that. That's fine.
Sure. Paranoid dragon, 50 eyes moving about.
You know. Yeah, mind effects are not her favorite, though she is susceptible to them. Maybe,
I think with the downing of like another pillar, and as like she hurls it at like the door, I think we'll go ahead and activate this before any potential combat. Psionic power that emerges from her, she will not be denied by any stupid like creature that dares to serve no Banyan.
Yeah,
She intends to destroy that avatar after all, or at least subdue it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the door and sort of the if she wishes to force her way in here, the door is not going to stop a dragon.
Yeah,
It would stop a group of
yeah, like-
humans, but
I think it's more for like the humiliation and dramatic effect for her. Is like she's not trying to like break the door down with any particular like pillar that she busts. It's more like a cascading effect. Like if these creatures in there can know fear or regret, she wants them to feel it before she enters. And their day of guardianship is coming to an end. Or eventually. I think she'll finally enter. Probably be like a good 10-15 minutes.
yeah, I mean, she looks in. The hallway goes into the rock here, showing the entourage of who is sort of, gathered up here to meet the dragons as they come in. 3 sphinxes are standing in the sort of a small entry room here. Looks like mostly ceremonial. The things in here have been moved out. Basically, the temple is on lockdown, right? No one's supposed to be here. Nothing's supposed to happen. They probably packed away all the reliquaries and such down in some sort of chamber there. That is at least the understanding here. Like the tapestries have been removed. Like the temple is not in a working religious. She opens the door. Like there's the dust, right? Comes down.
Mm-hmm.
Dark rumble. Sphinxes. Sort of ready themselves, right?
I am here as the perpetual hunter to test those who dare to stand before Malar. Are you strong enough?
To enter these halls is to breach sanctity. Are you wise enough? Continue. And then, I will spare you, Ruth, but we will speak a riddle upon Emisuri's mind and compel her to think of it and answer it. Will be riddled unable to act. That will be a DC 25 history check. Do so.
Okay.
She's also dazed.
Mhm.
which she's immune to, I can see, so she does not care to think of the riddle.
Sure. I think she will ponder on the riddle as the what a minor action supposed to take.
Yes, it's a minor action, which, when you're dazed, is all your action. But
Yep. She passes it.
um,
And she like thinks about it, then she laughs, provides the answer, and steps in.
if, that's not supposed to happen. Lion 2 here will provide a riddle, a quick response riddle. They're slinging
I
them
agree.
like gunslingers.
You're right, it's not supposed to happen. Let's see here. She thinks about it. She can't think of a good answer. But then she moves a bit forward anyway.
All right, as she fails to answer it for a turn, she will take 2d8 psychic damage.
Okay. She takes 0 psychic damage. She
Feels
has
the
resist 10
pressure
psychic.
on her mind. This makes us feel that this seems much less effective than it's supposed to be. Dazing and forcing damage every turn would be a high history skill check. Usually works, but
Abuser Illusion Theory sneers and says, I am the avatar of Malar in this region, and you have dwelled here uncontested for decades. Do you earnestly believe I would not come here unless I was prepared to face you, as I did Ancient Enigma?
it is not about you. It is not. You do not know what you're doing. Leave this place. We desire none of your conflict.
She says, conflict and combat is not about mood. She threatens to take a step forward, doesn't. You don't get to choose it. It just happens. And you must determine what you will do when it happens. I don't care whether you're happy or excited or sad or despondent. Survival cares not for your empathy. How do you not know this?
Looks out. There are things here we must protect. If you wish gold or plunder, we will provide you that. But leave this temple undamaged. It is... It stops himself.
Missouri Leader here says, all right. A conversation then. What's here that you need to protect that I can't bother with? Is it some sort of agent of Shar or perhaps the Far Realm that should concern me?
Pry not into this matter. We can provide you gems, if you wish. Things of gold. But ask not about this. One thing, one secret within this place must not be disturbed. It is not yet time.
And Missouri Leader here says, if you would like my cooperation, you're going to have to explain to me so that I can make a proper assessment.
You know, they are unwilling. I can tell you that already. They are unwilling to give that away on pain of death.
Sure.
There is something in here that they will not give up. They're willing to give up a lot of other things to keep that protected.
And Missouri Leader there says, perhaps does it pertain to Chosen or the gods of some kind? Like gesturing with the claw, and she'll probably go on for like another 45 seconds, and then realizes she's not going to get anything from them about it. Yeah.
It's
Alright,
clear they
Jesus.
don't know if saying what they would say would deter or intrigue the dragon, so they're choosing to
Yeah.
not answer.
Missouri Leader Theer almost pulls off a pout, but not quite, because that's not a thing that dragon like facial expressions can do. She says, "So you're willing to pay me to go, so that you can keep your temple? Because there's a secret here that you must protect that I don't understand. But you're not willing to attempt to explain it to me so that I can understand, so that I could agree with you, so that I would then go and leave you with your temple. Alright? That sounds like the sort of cowardly approach of pacifism that no Banyanites would take. I suppose that is why no Banyan is a Spellfire avatar, burning up there, alone, and weakened. While you're here, alone, and weakened."
The Sphinx is disgusted by your words.
She says, and she takes another step forward and says, "Let's do this then."
That sounds like initiative.
Yep.
It's a challenge. We'll roll it then.
Huh, pretty good showing on initiative. 16. All right.
Well, I guess heart is not in it, rolling a 1.
Well, fighting things that want to riddle you all the time.
I've got a riddle for them on my turn.
All right. Well, the first one is this one. Too. You know, riddle me this, Emizure.
All right.
You are affected by a riddle. I'm just give you a halo here, a yellow halo, because I can't give you a dazed effect.
Okay.
Um,
So I can spend a minor action to attempt to answer the riddle, and then it doesn't look like I take the psychic damage.
yeah, as long as you attempt.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then it wants to go stop you from doing this one. Power though. I'm gonna use these in a little bit so. Alright, it here. Then it will go get charge.
Okay.
Basic attack with a +1 to hit.
That fails, and as an immediate reaction, her body will blur as she uses a persistent Harrier power. 34 versus armor class.
It's
All right. 21 damage, and she teleports here.
Oh, thank you.
just turns around and as Missouri steps there. Breaking the sanctity of this place. There is a radiant resistance, basically. It will try
Sure.
to activate. It's a 37 versus reflex.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright. That is 15 radiant damage.
Okay.
And ongoing 10 radiant.
Okay.
A one-time thing per creature entering this, basically breaking the sanctuary.
Okay. I'm at 147 HP and ongoing 10 radiant. Got it.
Guardian spell activate. Cicatrix.
Yes. Well, the Cicatrix will use a minor action to spend 1 healing surge and gain consume a potion of resistance and gain resist 10 psychic.
Okay.
Is that right? Because I remember something about this. And then there's a target right there.
That you can
Conveniently
get
lined
combat
up.
advantage against.
You know, it's right there. It's very exciting. She'll, do a thing.
.43 versus armor
Alright,
class.
yeah, that certainly hits.
Yeah. Chop.
Yeah, you'll have to update your macros as well to reflect the +5 to attack rolls and damage rolls now, Harry. If you're going to be using that Great Hunger weapon.
Yeah.
Effort, I know.
I was thinking I'll do that next time.
Sure, sure.
Mostly for the crit effect, because that's gonna change a lot with all my, all my crit shit.
Absolutely.
That's it.
You should lash
Okay.
out enemies
I,
your
I
way.
take 10 psychic damage. 10 radiant damage, excuse me. Minor action is going to be spent to activate her diamond bracers. Until the end of this encounter, she gains resist 10 against a damage type from which she was dealt damage, so she now has 10 radiant resistance.
Right.
We'll go ahead and stop keeping track of that, though I will roll a save, as need be. A move action. Yeah, she's not going to bother trying to answer this riddle, so we'll go ahead and roll that damage. Actually, it will be 12 psychic damage at the end of my turn, so I'll take 2. As a move action, I have combat advantage against the Sphinx, courtesy of Wear Cicatrix, which means I can move away from it just fine. And so she will do so. Right here. This is where she lives now.
Sure.
Yep. As a standard action, she looks at Sphinx 2. She wheels back her claw, channeling forward her psionic energy, and she says, "You will kneel to Malar," as she lashes out with her Mind Blade, which she didn't bother to use at all over the past few sessions. As a 35 versus Sphinx 2's will.
As it will.
Alright. Sphinx 2 falls unconscious. No, it doesn't take that damage. That's an after effect when it recovers from the save. Okay. It's a move, a minor, a standard. I'll spend an action point, so I have one of those. Upon spending an action point, I become insubstantial and phasing until the start of my next turn. I have a +7 attack modifier against Sphinx 2, and any attacks I hit with it heal or critical hits. She looks at Sphinx 3, says, "Watch this," and single PowerPoint brutal barrages Sphinx 2. That is going to be a 35 versus armor class on the first one.
All hits.
Okay. Those are all crits then. So that's 32 plus 12d8 points of damage. It's 92 points of damage on
Come
Sphinx 2.
forward.
As with tooth and claw and tail, she lashes down at the fallen unconscious Sphinx.
These things are hardy. They're ancient beings of power, but this onslaught is rattling.
Okay. She ends her turn. She did not attempt to answer the riddle. She takes 12 psychic damage, which is cut in half because she's insubstantial, so she takes nothing. At the end of her turn.
Let's try to save. Well, this one, well, that's a problem. It will use its corrective mauling, trying to has one use. Needs to make people fail its riddle to get it back, but
That misses.
that misses.
The dragon is too tough.
Swings and tries up here.
Laughs at the Sphinx's claws. You have grown old and weak not fighting anything, she accuses.
What we do is too important for us to fail. Try to use the bite of the ages.
No,
Try to get this
she
dragon.
swats it away with her claw.
Right, riddle me this as he charges. $33, that's sad. Does it hit?
Mhm.
Alright, then it's 28 damage.
They are Ergon tier. powerful.
Yeah, I saved against that.
So Valignant entered. Does anything happen that he needs to
Not
observe?
in the hallway.
Not in the hallway. Okay, it's a safe hallway. That's good.
Yes, we're in a good spot. You know, I figure it can only paralyze one of us, so
All right.
hopefully.
It shifts back. Looks to Cicatrix. Asks him a riddle.
Great.
Which you must now ponder. Dazed. And then it, to make that mad worse, it asks the riddle, and then it roars in a close blast 5 towards both of you. So the top one here is going to be Cicatrix, then Valignant.
It's a miss.
It misses you both, even with the combat advantage on which
Yeah.
it hurts.
Thundering roar. Tries to blow you out of this place. You're too strong. Cicatrix. Dazed
Yes,
with
I-
one action to try to answer
I-
the riddle. Or not.
I have to try and answer a riddle. Yeah.
You can choose to try.
You don't have to, but you'll of course
Well,
be dazed.
Otherwise,
in
I'll
that
be
given action.
dazed forever.
Well, I mean, you have the resist. Like, you won't take any damage, so you could still use a power that allows you to move up and
that's
attack.
true. Aw, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point.
That's why you.
I know you have powers that allow you to move around.
I do. It's true. All right. That's great.
18.
Oh, well,
It is a crit for you.
it is.
Any damage. Or
I'd say, when you score a critical hit using this weapon, the damage of the next critical hit you score the just fucking with you.
Not this one.
Yeah, not this time.
yeah, and you got riddled, and I will clean up there, I think. So that just get through your resistance, but else.
Snarls.
Maybe
But I
really-
suppose he is still thinking of the riddle.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
my turn. Missouri Legis here spends a minor action, not dazed. She's no longer insubstantial and phasing. She contemplates the riddle, shrugs. It's not going to be relevant. I'll go ahead and take the 2 points of damage now, which takes her to 135 HP. She looks at the unconscious Sphinx, and single power point brutal barrages the unconscious Sphinx again. Take her into 11 power points. None of those are ones. Below us is a 39, so all of those are hits, which is 32 damage plus 12d8, 87 points of damage on the unconscious Sphinx.
in power. Crunch. Lay into it again.
As a move action, she snorts, converts it to a minor, and single power point Battle Mind demands to mark both Sphinx 3 and Sphinx 2. That's going to be the end of her turn.
Does.
Alright.
After being pummeled and beaten and smacked over there. It awakens.
And we'll take 18 psychic damage as the after effect.
And that's that. This one, I'll try to maul you. Maybe just needs to get you something. Try the Bite of the Ages again.
Figures as she smacks a face away. It's just she teleports there.
Valiknev's gonna. Nah, just smash this thing. Advance upon it. Twice. 14 and 15 damage.
That hit.
I assume 42 hits. And that's going to be his turn, I think.
Here we'll take out of turn damage. Bloodied. Cicatrix is dazed, so there's an advantage there. We'll try to do the corrective mauling.
It gets bloodied, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Think
Let
for
me
that?
see here. Sorry?
You got a
Yes,
thing
I
for
have a thing for that.
If it's an immediate thing, like you can't, you're dazed.
Yes, but I can't remember if it's a.
reaction?
Yeah, that would matter whether it's a free action or not.
Yeah, free action. You bloody an enemy. That enemy takes ongoing 5 damage
Okay.
save ends.
Alright.
Alright. Well, he tries to use the corrective mauling.
That's not gonna do it.
Tries to get you. But can't. That's his action point and tries to bite. Can't bite.
No.
Damage roll too. Trying to rip into the dragon, but it's just too much dragon. I'm going. Cicatrix. Still the riddle is upon your mind.
This. That's very annoying, really. Which, you know, I know that it's meant to be.
Yeah, that's the asshole thing they do.
Yeah. You know?
The Elder Gold Dragon was able to answer the riddles just fine and play around in here.
Well, you know, if I have to kill this motherfucker with at-will attacks, I will.
Hits.
Good. I can't sneak attack it because it's saved.
Right. See if you take damage from the riddle. 28.
No. I know that it's trying to lure me into the Radiant, but
Nope.
it's fine.
This is the history check by 1 as a minor action. Oh well, damn. Looks at the downed Nafland Sphinx at 2, who has recovered from being unconscious. She's unconcerned. She now we won't spend the power points on this. We'll unaugment knifing wind attack against Nafland Sphinx 2. That'll hit. So
hit,
that's
yeah.
gonna be 13 plus. Actually, that's crits automatically max the damage die, so that's an extra 9 on that. So that's 22 damage plus 3d8. 31 points of damage on Sphinx 2, and it's dazed until the end of my next turn. I think as a move action, she'll shift 1 and tauntingly say to Sphinx 3, "Go, abandon him," and end her turn.
This one will just roar towards her, trying to knock her away.
No. Doesn't do it.
Thunderous
She's too
roar.
tough.
Last
Will not
stage.
move.
It doesn't abandon anybody. Here, and we'll join his roar to it.
Dragon, too durable, stands the power of Malar beneath their roars.
Thunder. They're powerful creatures, but love you. Take that.
We're just gonna keep smashing. How about that? With an at will, however. That's a 1. That's not gonna do anything.
Back, looks to Ridiculous. Riddle me this.
Isn't that the one that riddled Versicatrix?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Can't ask 2 people separate riddles at once.
Same
That's
one.
illegal.
Then it will just bite.
Aw,
That's also
I'm so
legal.
excited.
Cicatrix.
For a second there, she felt it release. You know, maybe the riddle didn't matter. No, it matters a lot. For some reason, this stupid cat thinks it's more smarter than her. It's upsetting. For some reason.
And you keep biting it, so. That's a 18, by the way.
Oh, well.
Another hit.
Striker!
7. Turn. Right? Yeah, you can tear into it.
That's my one action.
It's a minor action. Thinks about it. Still not coming to her. Damn. It was a good entrance, though, she had, rolling a 30 on that thing. Let's see here. We'll, shift over here. And, as a reminder, Sphinx 2 is dazed, so I will deal extra damage on my hits. She will single PowerPoint augment. Brutal Barrage. Going down to 9, and attack with combat advantage against Sphinx 2. The lowest there is going to be a 34. Against armor class.
It's
Be 52 points of damage on Sphinx 2. She keeps slamming and gutting into the creature. Move action. She'll go ahead and... No, she doesn't have that, because you shifted. Doesn't happen, she'll take... You want to roll the 2d8 again, because I've been taking 2 points of psychic damage? Okay, I don't take anything. It'll be in the turn.
alright. This one. Okay. It's no longer dazed.
It's
now.
no longer dazed.
So it can stand up. Can bite. And then action plus a claw.
Swats both things away with her powerful body.
They want to hit you with the bite and then claw, but you're so damn defensive dragons. This one is also marked, so
It's the thing I've tried to do as a defender.
yeah, this dragon.
Sneers, pushes the head aside.
Malignant.
Malignus maybe gonna hit for once. Wouldn't that be great? Gonna step forward and not roll a 1. That's good.
Certainly a hit.
And the Cicatrix gets +3 to melee attack rolls against the Sphinx.
Great.
Towards the north. Folks open as their reinforcements arrive. What remains of the attendants? Now,
Oh, Wimix. Alright.
takes 7 stone's turn. Doing good holding the door here, but
How long does it keep taking that 27?
just every time he gets crit.
Oh.
So
It was
we'll
2020
see
last time.
how,
No.
how much time it keeps getting crit. So it'll bite Malignant, trying to get him on the ground.
Yeah, he does.
Looks like a hit. Alright, 8 damage. Prone and immobilized. Time gets weird.
Luckily, time appears to be a condition.
Optional. Cicatrix.
Yes, I will step into the radiant fire.
Alright, you love that radiance. Let's see if it gets you.
Well, I guess I will attack when I do it,
That's
really.
a yes, it gets you.
Okay.
24 radiant damage and 10 ongoing radiant damage.
Okay. Well, I crit it.
Crit it again. Alright. Good. Excellent.
What the fuck?
That expanded crit range, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, I don't qualify for expanding the crit range of my weapon. The feed for it, I can't take it. It's upsetting.
Roll your crit damages, right? So it's
Okay.
28 plus 6 is. Then a second attack, which misses,
Oh, with the plus. Oh, that was the first attack. Never mind.
and 25
Right.
at the start. Yes, that was your first attack.
No. No, until the end of my next turn. So that would have been a 27.
Still misses.
Okay. Cool. And I guess I'll try and save.
What?
Nope.
Don't have anything to save against.
The
riddle
radiant?
is a hit. Riddle is a history check.
You gotta solve it. You take 2 damage.
No. The radiant.
Oh, yes.
The ongoing radiant damage.
Yes.
Correct. Well, you take 2 damage from the riddle, so.
Okay.
Nah, still can't figure out this riddle. Nah, it's not like she really cares. She's thinking about it anyway. She did enjoy their surprise when she got the first one. It's a minor action spent on that. I think the standard action is going to be to expend another daily power that she kept saved in the Tomb Delve, which you will now use against Sphinx 2, as bits of the temple itself rise up around her, like pieces of rock or whatever, as she lashes out her claw and the rocks at Sphinx 2. This is the Living Fortress attack, which will be a meager 30 versus armor class.
It hits.
Okay, 38 points of damage against Sphinx 2. And she has cover now, as the rock swirls around her.
Impossible to.
As a as a move action, she'll convert that to a minor and gain 10 temporary hit points.
Webix see where they think they're needed. Move over here and try to attack for Cicatrix for the advantage. 30 versus AC.
No.
Here and just throw a javelin to the side of him. He's alright.
Wing slaps the javelin away.
Not really meant to be the guardians of this place, but what would you? I'm gonna try and get her lost. That's probably the best move.
Absolutely not. Can I get through the rock swirling around the dragon?
Humiliating himself at the moment. Shifts down here.
No, does not do it.
Malignant.
Well, now there's more targets. First of all, time doesn't really concern him. He's gonna take 10 damage.
No longer for no applies.
And then he's going to take a step forward and do what he does.
So it would have been a move action as... Now, I suppose the prone was the prone save ends, or you need to stand up from the prone?
That's a good question.
No, prone I don't think is ever.
Yeah, so you would have needed
Okay.
a move action still to stand up.
Alright, then he'll stand here. That's fine. It doesn't really make... It does make a difference. Damn it.
Right, it did something.
That's fine. Minor to do that. Move to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn it. Just gonna Sacred Flame this swings. 31 versus reflex.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And the Cicatrix, I think 12 hit points are more valuable, so take 12 temp hit points.
Cool.
Things
Yes.
falls and then
Magic.
sort of evaporates into a golden light.
Yes, join your maker.
Fix.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
there.
not dazed anymore.
You don't have to care about this dumb riddle.
Aha! I
Yes,
beat
it's
the riddle!
answer.
Oh, I just had to kill the one who took it to me!
You do take the ongoing 10 radiant,
That is true. Good point.
which takes you down to 2 temporary HP.
Yes, also a good point.
Hmm.
So good to have a bookkeeper. Thank you, man.
It's all in
So
your
you should
head.
heal those hit points.
I should. Yes.
As
It's
Tiamat's
late.
right.
All right. Well, I mean, there's an enemy before me.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate that we're kind of blocked in here. That's very annoying.
I mean, you could ignore the tribal if you wanted and just move around, see fit, and take an attack of opportunity.
You know what? I could do that, and I will do that.
Stab you.
No,
Deal.
it will not.
They're strong creatures, but
The Cicatrix sees, you know, the opportunity for a sneak attack. She's in there. Oh no.
with a crit.
Is that double crit?
Yes, that is a double crit. Just 2 crits.
If only you had been keeping track of your Great Hunger weapon, imagine how much extra damage.
Motherfucker!
27 4 is 31.
I think I can only do my offhand once.
Yeah, probably.
I'll check.
Sure. Then we have 9. I'll be adding damage in the meantime.
Nope, it's a free action.
Very lovely. And then you hit offhand 13 more. You hit with that offhand.
And then a sneak attack?
Yes.
Good work, Striker.
Thank God, works around. You have anything that recharges that use?
What?
You don't have anything that makes you like somehow do twice sneak attack?
Only when I spend an action point.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sure,
I know.
it's bleeding heavily from all those, like, it's ripping and biting and tearing. I mean, Pikachu is vicious there.
Yes.
Missouri.
Riddle's gone. Minor action. Move action will be converted to a minor
Oh,
action
well, transition.
as she forcibly breathes poison over these 3 targets. 26, 29, and 36 versus Reflex.
Choke.
Yep.
This one also gets hit.
For 21 points of poison damage. Let's see here. And I think she will use her standard action. Single power point, augment a brutal barrage attack against Sphinx 2. That's been her play toy. And she'll stay locked on that mindset. It's going to be a 31 versus armor class is the lowest.
It's oh,
Okay. And one of them's a crit, so that's 32 plus 3d8 points of damage, 46 points of damage. And the Sphinx falls prone, if not dead. Okay. Nami's early Duthir is spending her free actions laughing and taunting the Sphinxes.
They had a
She
great
finds this
time.
amusing. Yep,
dare
end of her
you.
turn.
You're stopping this dragon from entering as well. Stabbing Relicta.
That's a hit.
It dared.
Charge. Cicatrix. For 21.
Oh, no. No,
The
that's-
Sphinx will stand up and just try to tear out the dragon's throat.
Cannot even get close to the throat.
They're not even that bad at this. Like, they're pretty good. It just doesn't really manifest right now. Alright, it only takes 50 damage. It's not a turn. You don't want that, you know? It will shift back here.
It shifts.
Oh.
She teleports.
By the way, I forgot. But from now on, I crit it twice. For every time I crit it, it takes -2 to defense and attack rolls.
Lovely.
All right, something to keep in mind in the future.
It will turn around to Missouri and try to just
No.
Malignant.
All right, now we're getting close. He'll just go here.
All right. The Radiant Room will take its attack against you, and of course the attack of opportunity from the Wemmick.
Yeah.
Oh, crit.
What does that mean?
That it deals max damage. That's,
The room crits.
that is 41 radiant damage. And 10
That's
ongoing
a lot
radiant
of
damage.
radiant damage.
It recognizes a Servative Tiamat.
Oh, yeah.
It says no.
Fine.
Threat.
And ongoing?
Yes, 10 ongoing damage save. That's the
And then the
radiant
Wim-
blast. Sort of
the
meant
Wimmick-
to banish you, right? From this place. But
And the Wemmick Tribal gets to follow up with an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. That's this. Right, and then Valiant is gonna breathe fire like so, hitting everyone except the tribal he just ignoring.
Alright, swings, and Mimic.
Uh, 31, that's
And
the
hits, all
swings.
hits.
Wonderful. And the Cicatrix and Emmy both get 8 temp hit points.
Okay.
Yes,
That
that's
does not overwrite my 10.
damage.
It's better than
Mimic
2.
falls to the flames, also exploding into light. Last Horseman's Drive. Cicatrix.
Yes. Well, there's an enemy right here. I mean, should how damaged does this decrepit
Bloody.
thing look? Yeah, I mean that just means that there's only one thing to do here, right?
Really?
Finish it. Alright, natural 1, so that's a miss.
I'll use my action point and I'll reroll that.
Okay. Alright, not much better, but yeah, 31 hits.
Well, I mean,
Don't-
I'm flanking.
Just setting the dailies on fire. Woo!
20 damage. 5 ongoing. Last.
Oh, and sneak attack, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say.
Missouri leaders here. Not affected by any sort of riddle right now. She waves over at the Wimmicks. Come on over. Come on over. She looks towards the Sphinx. That's here, the last one. That is left, and she'll single PowerPoint Brutal Barrage it. Those will be all hits for 32 points of damage, and the Sphinx falls prone. Move and minor action. Yeah, she's good.
For the light. Tap. And the shadow.
No.
I will have no victory here today.
No.
Kill me, and I will only return to haunt you. Oh. White dragon.
No. I mean, it tries. It's actually happened.
Take that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shift and then blast the Sphinx.
You are still taking radiant damage, right, Sheep?
Yes. And then blast the Sphinx with his own radiant damage. Check its rating, doesn't it? It's nothing. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, it is that it has the rating descriptor. Doesn't make a difference. And who wants hit points? Vesicatrix, take 12 10 hit points.
Thank you. It's 4 more.
And then a save against the ongoing. Yes. Very good.
Six.
Yes. I'll keep hitting the Sphinx. It's right here. Neatly placed.
Yep. Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. What we're gonna do here is a different attack. This is going to be a 2 power point augmented bull strength attack and a close blast 3 against each visible enemy as the psionic winds lash out to swat at 3 different foes. That Wimmick is fucked. 32 and 33 versus armor class.
Hit. 18 untyped.
18 untyped, and it's push, but it's irrelevant. I suppose it would technically be pushed 1 square, basically just like down. And then she uses her move action to shift after. Takes her to 5 power points. That'll be the end of the turn.
Steps in, just tries to get this dragon. And that's a total failure.
I mean, they
Sphinx.
are devout.
You know, yeah, that's why they're here. You know? Most about. Steps here, and
She teleports. Here.
last chance to slash at this damn dragon.
No.
It's bleeding to death next turn. Beligdith.
Smack the Wemmick. Wonderful.
She said. 6.
The rocks swirling around a Vizier Leader pelting the Sphinx in the face as it
Just
gets
being bent.
destroyed.
It's a bloodied mess. I said, down.
Yeah. I don't think a Vizier Leader stops. When combat ends, she immediately goes like to the door here that's been opened.
Sure.
Peeks her head in.
Yeah, the door leads further into the sanctity of this.
Yeah. She calls out teasingly as she walks in. Any other servants of Nobanian or the Cat Lord here wants to defend the sanctity of this place?
For a moment, there it's quiet. He looks in, maybe even walks in a bit further into the hallway. And then, a glimmer happens in there. From golden light steps out a sphinx, a phantom sphinx made of gilded light, once more to try to protect. Assist her entering the inner halls. Sadly, it is but a spirit, but a soul. And so, should she force her way in, they will each get, basically 3 of them will get an attack.
Okay. She goes.
All right, they
She
try
forces
to
her way in.
send their energy
She forced
to-
her way in.
to hurt her.
Okay, that one of those does hit.
That looks like a hit, yeah. Good for them. 20 radiant damage, and she's weakened and slowed. Save ends as they try to drive her back. Though, of course,
Okay.
that doesn't actually.
She has 10 temporary hit points and resistant 10 radiant, so that gets chopped off. She is certainly weakened and slowed.
As they expend their energy, they might be back unless this place is desecrated. But they have no more power. And basically, looking in here, with that, there is no more threats here. This is where the holy flame above would begin acting upon you, but you already dealt with that, so. Yeah.
Make you regretful? Well, wouldn't that be a character arc?
I know, like regret and remorse, and look for
Well,
like
and-
people
Oh
to
no,
apologize
good
to.
dragon.
If you
Oh
failed
no,
enough,
this is horrible.
if you failed enough, you would become the new guardians of this temple. Beautifully thought out, except you put on top.
The Missouri like blinks rapidly, like weakened and slowed. Says, "Any other apparitions of Banyan around? This is your best opportunity." Anyone else have a say?
And then the avatar of the bandit jumps like, oh no!
The place is
As it's like continuing to teleport towards the city.
Ah!
the place is quiet.
Slow and weakened.
Does the weakened and slowed last for like any meaningful length of time?
No.
Okay.
See, if there were other defenders here, no.
Okay.
These were.
Sure. She like looks, steps in the room a bit, looks back around, says, "Quiet. If there is anyone else hiding, they're cowards. And surely servants of Nobanian wouldn't be that cowardly to fail in this defense. Seems clear."
I think that this is a divinely attuned character. You can feel this place has been wronged by your intrusion here, but it is out of use. Like these were the defenses there.
Yeah. We'll just follow. Basically on a sightseeing tour more than anything else.
Going
But
in
they
here,
moved all the shit.
you find a series of rooms. One big hall with like a altar of a big lion with its mouth open. Around its neck hangs a rather small sized like an amulet shaped like a sun. It gives off a faint bit of heat. Beyond that, in here, with like tarps or blankets over it, seems to be packed all their stuff, packed away for some unknown future purpose. It's all sorted neatly, so that anyone could quickly get an idea of what's here. A tally, so to speak.
These
Let's
are
consider it.
heavily like scrutinizes sort of the region, wondering in like, there might be like some other sorts of like implementations or riddle games or whatever else that might have been placed for anyone who tries to sabotage the stuff like the pendant. I think she's going to be on the lookout for any sort of other like signs or, symbols of their hazards. We'll put it.
Sure. Yeah. Again, looking around, there is a lot of lion-themed art, most certainly. Here. Beyond that, there is a collection of gemstones, particularly rubies. There is platinum and gold objects that have been stacked according to weight, similar with silver and copper. Beyond that, there's a lot of silk and rugs and tapestries, and a lot of ceremonial scepters, big, large bowls, fire in urns of liquid oils and such as well. It's a pretty, very well stocked temple. Nathlon, as a nation, at least used to be quite wealthy, and they had access to goods that to them might not be expensive, but to the surrounding world is very expensive. The only other way you can really get them is transport them far, far east. Yeah, there's a good amount of wealth in here, certainly. Again, seems like it's been packed up and made ready to move. If the Sphinxes were expecting to go someplace. Yeah.
All right. Missouri Legions here like pokes around a bit, observing like these stacks of coins and like the art stuff. I think her eyes are continually drawn though to the pendant. And so it doesn't take long before she heads over to that.
Has again a warmth. Seems so small. Vulnerable almost.
She peers at it curiously as it dangles.
She can, Valignant would know as well. But this pendant is not naturally magical. It's not an enchanted item you would wear around in battle. It is, however, an item of power. It holds within it a true faith in Nobanian, in what he is, and a memory of what he used to be. You could say this is a lifeline. Something created probably a long time in the past, but now used to hold the belief of those last people who still worship. I hope that he could return, that he could be cleaned, be cleansed, or somehow be fixed, and once again be good. Should this thing, somehow be involved in some sort of ritual, it could be the component that could actually cleanse Nobanian of his curse, of the blue flame, and perhaps bring the lion god back. This is most likely what they were here to guard. Most certainly.
Okay.
Died to protect.
Yeah. She scrutinizes the item as it dangles. I think she's quiet for a minute or so. If nothing or no one else interrupts her, I think she starts laughing. And says, "The avatar of Nobanian is doomed." She lifts a claw and taps it against the pendant to see if there's some sort of horrific retribution against her.
No, it seems to be vulnerable. It is hope, basically. It can easily be dashed. She could throw it on the ground and step on it to break it without much trouble. It is completely unprotected. Cannot defend itself. It is simply hope.
Yeah. I think she clasps it and doesn't break it. She says, "The Spellfire avatar of Nobanian," not looking at the other dragons, looking at the pendant, "is highly desired and sought after, much as the chosen of the gods that have appeared in this region and abroad are, for use and facilitation in various rituals. This could be the key to bring him back, to restore the Spellfire, but perhaps within it is also a key for capture and subjugation and downfall. If nothing else, it will be an attraction piece. For those who seek to restore Nobanian must come to me." She bobs her head emphatically.
The monetary value, it is replaceable.
So a bait for followers of Nobanian. Or a museum piece.
Or perhaps a fulcrum that we might use against the Spellflame avatar of Nobanian, so that we maybe capture it and use it as a way to... She looks away from the pendant, Valignith, to fuel something of our own. Perhaps to revive and bring an avatar of Tiamat to this world.
Valignith sort of bobs his head as Amy speaks. Sort of absent-mindedly almost. That does sound good as well, I suppose.
She says, "I have no qualms with the Dark Lady having the power. I had thought and mentioned it to you decades ago, the propensity of bargaining with hell. But I've had a change of mind. I think bringing a piece of the Dark Lady here could do Faerun some good."
Curious choice of words, I suppose, but I agree with the sentiment.
Yes.
The dragons agree that, a dragon goddess. Yeah, that seems fine, really. It's just...
Yeah. She looks back at the pendant and says, "Yes. Wouldn't know how to try to broker a deal with hell. Saves the trouble of having to deal with Basarek. Or try to actually obtain a true copy of our contract. If we can somehow subjugate the Spellflame avatar and sacrifice it to the Dragonfane sometime, that might... Yes. That would be something of greater value than anything else sacrificed." And you would know better how to conduct such a ritual than I would know how to barter with hell.
I can maybe figure it out.
Perhaps there is something that the Ogmites of Redensir have in their collections of knowledge that you somehow do not know or cannot suss out. But you are personally connected with the Dark Lady.
Perhaps that is yet to be seen, I think.
She
Aw.
she twirls the pendant around like her claw a few times, looks at like the rest of the treasure and says, "You two can split it between yourselves. I just want the pendant. I appreciate your time." I think Shibia walks past the two dragons to walk out of the temple.
Well, it's easy enough to make up how much wealth is in here.
There's a list!
Yeah. You've got 25,000 in lion-themed art.
Oh, God.
You've got 25,000 in gems. You've got 40,000 in platinum and gold. 15,000 in silver and copper. 45,000 in trade goods such as silk and jade. And 30,000 in ceremonial and ritual.
Are you sure you don't want any Grimace?
That's a
It-
lot.
No, that what Immusary Legiothere is holding, she figures is worth more than it's priceless, and is exactly what she would want, and it's not exactly what Millar is going to want to.
So if you want the total value of this treasure hoard, which it is. I mean, it is the, you know, it is a lot because it
Forget
was the grand
nobles, let's raid
primary-
temples!
primary temple of this god, right? So it's 180,000 gold. Which is split to 8 is 90,000 gold.
Okay.
Good luck figuring out how to how you're gonna haul
Well,
that
it's
stuff
neatly
back.
packed up. I guess I'm selling Lion art now?
Well, you know, if there's anything that you don't want to take, whether it's like the fine art stuff that neither of you want, like I will take that and I can haul that back. But
Yeah.
beyond that, though, like I'm perfectly willing to let you two have 90,000 gold pieces each. You just have to handle the transportation and preservation of it.
Couple trips back and forth.
Sure.
Get some skin wings with like large leather bags, like tarps, basically.
Got the infrastructure for that, certainly.
Yeah.
With all the other sort of, you know, visit folk and such, I figure like this is sort of actively recruiting from those as well. There's a
Oh, yeah.
population out there now, right? So gold. Or is it? Dinosaur
So-
armies.
On the note of acquisition of enormous sudden wealth, how does one go about purchasing magic items?
One goes to primarily Westgate or uses one's people action passively to buy items that are your level or below of common rarity.
Okay, because my armor is about 70 sessions old.
Yeah, your level or below of common rarity is generally it's assumed that your reach, basically, you know, you can contact someone out there in the world and get them to craft it.
Of common, you said?
Yes, common rarity. Items that don't have rarity, you know, I think the adventurous vault. Yes.
As for uncommon stuff, Manakai's told me about like 5 levels beneath me, and I've shot for that.
So I can basically only purchase like plain old vanilla +4 armor.
What? No.
It's the only common one I can spot.
Really?
Oh, there's a few more. Never
There
mind.
should be
Never
four
mind.
more.
There's not that many though.
If you want something rare, run it by.
If only you had an inn with folks that could make you magic items like the Thingans.
Yeah.
A 10% discount.
We're not offering that to dragons.
Yeah,
bit
no.
of a debt there.
Man, they're so stingy. Jeez.
Price and red wizards, they take a time to make, you know. Yeah, I mean, that said, no one else comes up to Pride Rock these days, so
No,
uh,
I don't think they would. Imizuri Leaderthier intends to stay here at around the temple until the other two dragons have made arrangements and their folks make trips to and back multiple times to haul stuff away.
Yeah.
She wears the pendant. Hope.
no one from the city's gonna come up here while the dragon.
I did
Smart.
not believe
There's
so.
no need. They don't feel the need to ask what happened. They're pretty clear. Seeing the dragons fly with loot, and you know, there's probably an but
They probably couldn't have bypassed the riddle games anyway. It's the sort of thing
No,
adventurers dream
and
of.
the thing about these sort of explosive guardian like things is if you have an army of a lot of weaker units, the spells will get them, and the powerful things will just be riddled to death.
Yep.
Which makes them pretty strong.
For Paragons.
Resistance to just psychic damage, really.
Immunity to days doesn't help
Immunity
either.
to days, yes. Well, general.
Completely just.
Yeah, you can you can escape with your goods and rob the temple. Where does Emissary put the pendant?
She's gonna wear it until she gets back
Oh.
to her grand temple.
Yeah, she probably feels a strange feeling from it. It doesn't. The thing about Nabanian is Nabanian doesn't hate, right? He got peace and protection.
Ugh.
So, and this is pure, right? So it probably like gives an odd sense of peace, which really is at odds with everything that Malar fires, right? It's been the opposite.
Mhm.
But maybe she just enjoys getting to have that.
Yep. Absolutely. And when she gets back, I think she'll fly to the top, like the summit of the Grand Temple, where like the Bloodstone altar is, and she'll lay like the pendant like on the altar for maybe like an hour in contemplation, and then she'll like haul it down and find a suitable place in her hoard for it.
It's behind the protection.
She doesn't intend to keep wearing it because that's not what it's for. That's more of a beacon of if you want to restore Dobanian, you have to come through me.
I mean, it's the sort of thing, really. It's not even it doesn't have a particularly strong aura unless you're really close to it. You can sort of bury it in a hole and probably forget it existed for eons without anyone noticing. But yeah, the horde certainly it's a trophy unlike any other.
Right? He doesn't want to smash the hope. That's not how the adventure path works. She has to taunt the adventurers with hope.
And then someone says, "Well, why didn't the dragon just break it? Then there would be no problem."
Yeah.
Because
But then,
the dragon is vain and doesn't want to break the fancy thing. Have it,
that's right. It would diminish my horde.
show it off.
That's right. And she'll figure out a suitable like way to display it. Give it time. All right, great stuff.
Yeah, we're nearly in here, but just a general thing. This year has been very long. I want to highlight it. During this time, these past Benignant has had visitors to the dragon. Particularly, it has been the black dragons that serve Sevrius. Every now and then, it seems, they have managed to sort of sneak their way away from their job in gathering lizard folk and orcs and such. The swamps here by the far hills. And basically take their chance to go to the Dragon Fane, not really to meet Malignith, as much as to make use of the Fane. Stay there and just visit the shrine, and at some point just learn about Tiamat. The fact that it's here, like an actual temple to Tiamat run by dragons, is somewhat unprecedented in the realm. Tiamat is not a god that's particularly popular. He's split in many different parts, and most people are just happy she isn't more powerful than she is, because she would wreak horrible vengeance upon all of them. This is different, and they are intrigued. They don't ask a lot of questions when they hear it. They more just observe, and somehow the act of rebellion, of leaving what they're supposed to do, to go to Sunday school, basically, seems to give them some sort of inspiration. Asks them. Even to the point of them, like, bringing things back with them to put at the shrine, right? Offering here or there. You know, they certainly have respect for the Dragon Queen, and she does offer them, promise them really power. They feel pretty powerless in their sort of day-to-day existence. It seems this promise of it could have, is something they respond well to.
To hear.
What was that?
That's nice to hear.
Oh, yes. Just heard the end of that. Of here.
Hear, hear.
Okay, yeah. Forsooth. Yeah.
It's a bad time to mention that I definitely thought of those two as like
Food.
dragon batteries. I was like, they're even gonna come here. It's great.
Through that, though, you will also get the news that Sevrius is getting ready. They're basically done gathering who they think they can get, and Sevrius is getting impatient with the current lag of things. He's not only very patient, but
We're still on the same year.
he wishes to attack. No, not now. There's putting back on the agenda.
Yeah. Finally, after 4 sessions, we can move on past this year.
Yeah, it's been a long year, hasn't it? Anyone who wants to, honestly,
No.
yeah.
The marked remains untested.
The Red Wizards used this chance to re-secure their hold on Westgate, and the guards that are now protecting Castle Thanavar are theirs, cementing their hold on the city.
Yeah, thank you, Malignith.
Thanks, Obama.
Good friends, Malignith and the Thayans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
what I hear.
rumor certainly doesn't die down.
Best friends. Yeah, how
to the point
convenient,
where some
huh?
people, go to the Thayans and ask, how can we get the dragon to not be such a threat? For we live in Priapurl, and could we maybe have an enclave? That seems to be, the dragon then wouldn't target us. I think, as for how Thay is concerned, this was unpleasant, thoroughly unpleasant. But the dragons didn't, when they really sent someone who could, it seemed like the dragons didn't want to really engage with anyone. And the Thayans don't really want to engage the dragons. They're powerful dragons, and they're here for aberrations, right? Gotta keep investigating that. Don't have time for dragons right now.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think let's call that. Shall we call that a year? Does anyone have anything else they want to accomplish this year? Otherwise,
No, I'm done with this year.
Yeah, I'm of the same mind.
Yeah, I think that's.
yeah. Okay, then we can move on. Have a closer.
Good work. Good work, team.
Yeah.
That was profitable.
Well done.
Yeah, we're closer to Yaffel's current incarnation, kicking the bucket.
Yeah, we still need dragon batteries.
Well,
I don't think we do.
no, you're gonna have to somehow convince Malignant.
Just gonna put that out there. I don't think we do.
You want to rest 20 play years right now?
I mean, compared to the other option, yeah.
That's gonna have to be a conversation you two have in character for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it might be.
Yeah.
Missouri Legion feels no need to press that angle.
No, you know what? It's not. If Vindictive can come to his conclusion in 20 years when I need another battery.
Yeah.
40 years, maybe even longer.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Or at least whatever target of such a thing might happen. It might not be weak, defenseless dragons, you know?
I mean, again.
Yeah,
Very
that
open
is
to
a
playing
thing.
Severus at one
That is,
point.
that is, it was quite far into. Which is a thing. Things are happening. We're we're in interesting times as history trundles along, and yeah, as perhaps we have a little time here left. I can get on one of the things that's going to happen beginning of the next year, which is that Emisur will hear of a group. Apparently, there has been a battle at sea. As someone from Akenul, look over to our world map, continental map here. Someone from Akenul has apparently sailed out a ship, found this metal pillar of Aboleth, and tried to attack it. They survived the ordeal. You couldn't really say they won as much as they tested the thing's defenses. Apparently, it's a small group of people call themselves the Order of the Cerulean Sign, who are a gathering of psionics who have come together to resist, or to basically live out the reason for their existence, to resist the assaults from the Far Realm. They don't have a lot of traction right now. But this brazen action basically saved probably like a port town or something. Certainly not something the Aboleth were expecting. Beyond that, they apparently have good sources of information about what is happening with the aberrations. They've been looking into this problem for a while and anticipated where the Aboleth would move to, which is something no one else has really done. The news gets to her probably through her attempts to recruit psionic people.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of them are Genasi.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Elemental peoples.
Mhm.
All right. That's probably going to prompt immediate reaction from her.
Something you can think about, or something we can talk about now.
I think she's going to Akinol.
Road trip.
Well, sky
Uh,
trip, I guess.
Yeah, to Air Spur. Place that certainly is easier to move around if you could. It's all built on earth moats.
As it turns out, the dragon can fly. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we'll start with that meeting next time then.
Okay.
Correct way to deal with it.
Order of the Cerulean Sign.
Yeah. Beyond that, for Malignith, a little bit of news that might color something you might consider doing. Yenka will inform you that a year has been put down for when the Thayan rebels are going to assault Thay.
Okay.
It is going to happen in 4 years.
4 years.
And during that time, she's helping them from afar. She's committed to this plan of bringing Tiamat in. She's not going to go join them. But even if things don't go as they hope, the rebels, they will be thoroughly distracted. And probably, if you were going to act against them, I would suggest that would be the perfect time.
Okay.
Because they will draw their forces back. Zastam is nothing if not paranoid, and will. Yeah, there was an attempt to do something in Westgate. Something further, take it over, get rid of their house, enclave. That seems to be. Who knows? Even acting against them might even help the rebels more, right? That should be really motivated.
Okay.
Beyond that, assuming that you've informed her of what you found,
Yeah.
she would also be well pleased and thoroughly intrigued and glad that she's correct, that there is something of power down there. It'd be a shame if it had all been looted by vampire thieves 100 years ago.
No, it's very difficult to loot.
Yes. I mean, good. Otherwise, it'd be hard to justify it still being there.
But
Trust
a bit too difficult to loot. I feel like they overshot their goal there.
Yeah. Beyond that, I think because it's interesting, she will use what you've told her basically to go study. You have all the books of Redensir, and now that you're a public sort of enemy of the Thayans, she feels a little less uncomfortable going to the Dragonfane to get some of that stuff. She doesn't have to. She doesn't want to be seen, obviously, because that would prompt them to actually do something about it. But she's pretty sure that their people are not going to be here. So she can get access to some of the books from the Archmites. And she will, throughout this year, maybe next year, come to the conclusion that what is likely down there. So the story of Isun Rathisar is a Topaz dragon who founded Westgate. Like the water, it was a great location. The goal of Westgate was to make a place where he and other dragons could research and study the dragon rage to potentially end it and find the cause of it. Allegedly got pretty close enough that someone acted to stop him. And in the end, it's not known exactly how he died, but presumably he succumbed to a spirit of the dragon. Got pretty close to it, tried to master it or deal with it. She believes that whatever is in there, one, of course, it's a tomb of a powerful ancient dragon of great historical import, which is the ritual focus. Beyond that, especially with that, if Relicna describes the strange sense he felt, right, there might be a piece of, because it's known that this guy, Kisan Rathizar, books at least, it says so, that he tried to strike at the King Killer comet that prompted the dragon. And she'll say it's possible that in there might be whatever chunk of it he sort of managed to get down. Now, if that still has any power or something, the Dragon Rage has sort of ended. At least it hasn't happened since the Spell Plague. But, I mean, who knows what sort of power that could have. If you're gonna make something hard to get, though, that would be one of the things you would not want anyone necessarily to get their hands on, unless they were strong enough to handle.
Okay.
I mean, Yenka's not sure what she would do with something like that, but something grand could be done with it for sure, right?
Whether it's ground or not depends on your perspective.
Dragons be like, I don't know.
Or at least not having the Thayans fight.
Yeah,
Would be good.
that's
In general, I don't want the Thanes to find anything.
Yes, she very much agrees. You know what?
it's true.
They should all just die. That would be grand. Best
Yeah,
case.
honestly, make my life a lot easier.
You know, that's sort of, you know, she's like, yeah, that's why we need Tiamat. Fix all that. You know, it takes a person a certain amount of dislike for them to be, you know what, having Tiamat in the world is better than Thayans.
Well, especially if you're not a dragon.
Yeah, she isn't. She's also a Thayan. She's a true
No, that's what I
Thayan,
mean.
you know?
Like you know, it's one thing for dragons to be like, yes, the queen of dragons who likes dragons and think that they should rule. Yeah, you know. It's like whenever someone else is like, yeah, queen of dragons, only dragons are cool. Everyone else must die. It's like, what? What are you doing?
Well, she may become part dragon soon.
You know.
I intend to work on that next session.
It's a possibility. Attaining
Wouldn't want her
draconic essence to extend her own life.
Wouldn't want her to die.
No, she needs to
Yeah,
stay alive so we can use her. I mean,
Well,
It's something that Velignov already basically offered to her. It's just
he hasn't provided a dragon.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean-
a lot of questions about all this dragon essence manipulation.
Basically, what would happen to the dragon is that it would go into a temporary lethargy. Provide this power. But then it would recover. And the human would become a half-drink.
frowns. Imagine how much power Yaffle is just leeching.
Oh yeah.
That's just like, you're fucking kidding me. Like, it was like, oh yeah, the dragon feels bad for a little bit, then feels good again, and you're half dragon. Like, what are you talking about? She's just out there fucking.
Well, she also needs to be reborn, like a bunch of times,
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
That's different.
Considering that at the beginning there was 4 of us she was leeching off, she's basically 2 dragons.
Oh yeah.
She's 4 half dragons, and then some, because Goop and the Cicatrix and all the others.
Diviner,
I mean,
incredible
her
power.
plan too. Let's not forget, is to get power from the dragons. This is what the devils were forced to tell you. And then become something full of dragon essence, and then use that and her own like archmage powers, which she will retain, to go and take back Faye. So really, it's Sess Tam's fault that all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they are all wrong.
Yes. All
You
fans.
know, someone needs to tell Faye that it's not all
Most
about them.
fans, like 2/3 of fans, I have opinions about are wrong.
And these survey exams are to be believed.
I'm willing to excuse the one that can maybe get me to not have lethargy.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the humorous thing about that is that Yenka came here looking for Yaffel's plan,
Oh,
so that
yes.
she could, like, see if that's reliable. Yaffel was a rebel, and
Yeah.
she could perhaps help her or join with her to make that go well.
She is joining with Yaffle.
Yeah, in a strange sense, right?
She is helping.
She just doesn't really know the whole truth. But she
Oh.
has a different plan, right? And if that works, that's great. Yeah, bring Tiamat to the world. Clearly, Tiamat's avatar here has shown that it's like serve well and you get rewarded.
Hey, I did my part to strengthen Tiamat's presence. I don't see anyone else sacrificing 425,000 gold pieces of magic item.
I
A lot of gold pieces.
don't
in
even-
Magic item.
I guess I have this new Umbly thing, but otherwise I don't. I
Well,
don't
you'd
actually.
make a grand sacrifice. Tiamat would love to have some other gods. Like,
Yeah, that's not gonna happen because I wouldn't like to have the chosen of Umbly and like Umbly on my ass.
well, as I said, you can always run inland. You know,
Yeah, no.
live on dry desert ground.
You didn't even have your company take advantage of the smooth sailing that you were promised.
No, I'm tired. I don't want to do anymore. Late. I was up at 4 a.m. It's almost 12. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
There's no more thought in my mind.
Join us next session to discover whether Ari has thought in her mind.
Unlikely.
Yeah, we're petering out, and yeah. I just want to say I hope you all have enjoyed the session. Things happened certainly. Things
Yes.
were explored and discovered, and
Completed a goal.
will be will be furthering. As we continue on, the year was finished. A lot of dungeon delving has been done, really to the point for once of actually exhausting the dragon's resources. That has not
Yeah.
happened in a long time. Yeah, you'll probably be back down there. Is it the Guardian? There's nothing
I
else.
figure we can take them if we're fully rested.
Yeah,
It sounds like we're cicatrix before the end of everything, though. Is gonna need to resolve with Valigna. We're gonna need to have at least one conversation
Yeah.
about like securing a dragon, and then hearing Valigna's side of we're not doing that anymore.
Well, I mean, I think she knows that it's not a happy topic. She might not realize how against it he is right now. But I don't think there's any doubt in her mind that, you know, the juice boxing of other dragons is,
I mean,
you know, the new thing.
yeah. You know, like do what was done to you, sort of thing. It certainly has moral implications, but yeah, we can talk about this forever. I think for now we should say good night and goodbye to the stream. I will upload this as usually. Basically, send it to do it right after this, and yeah. see you next time.
Yes. See you in November,
Yay.
October next
Oh,
month.
God. Time is